welcome back, everyone.
Thank
it's been
you.
a while. Yeah,
Woo.
it's been a while. And this is going to be session 15 of the D&D campaign we've been doing. I think it's called D&D&Friends because I just came up with a name off the top of my head. But
we've been playing in like 8 months, right?
Yeah, it's been since May or June.
The last date I have in my D&D journal is 5/24/21.
Yep, May.
We should definitely rename the name of this to the 5...
And then just the episode title. Oh, that'd actually be pretty good.
No, but you gotta put 5 dots.
Oh yeah, 5 dots as well. There you go. We're gonna do a big ol' recap, and so as our adventurers wander about the grand city, the capital city of Vicon, Odingrad, we reflect on their journey so far. Of course, we reflect on the start, them arriving in the town of York during the Ides Festival. There, they partook in the Adventurer's License exam, really, or qualification.
The theme was teamwork.
And the theme was indeed teamwork. And through a variety of tasks, including being interviewed by a prominent character, Aslam, the head of the Adventure Lords, who are the top 7 most popular and most successful guild masters on the continent of Solenda. Through third-party organizations, they figure out total number of quests resolved, as well as general public opinion, and they are ranked as such. And Aslam has been at the top for, I think I said like 70 years, something like that. His guild has been not always at the top, but intermittent with second.
Is 40.
Yeah, intermittent with second. Second place with the Witcher's Guild. Sometimes ends up first in the year count, but Aslam's pretty dominant. You all completed this task and were brought to a sort of celebration in the city of Resort Dawn, where all sorts of ancient things are. Yada yada. Aslam was attacked. You all helped resolve that. Did some investigating. Discovered that some of your characters had connecting threads involving the Navigators of Time. Some sort of organization, criminal organization. In the city of Resort Dawn, you ended up on a quest that brought you to Critterton, where you fought with an evil magic squirrel and befriended a frog cleric and a possum rogue. Also, Caden did die there. That did happen.
Also bunnies.
Also bunnies.
Deaf bunny.
There was a deaf bunny.
Deaf bunny.
Or mute bunny.
Life, though. That's important to mention.
That is important. That Caden was brought to
life.
life.
I'm not playing a different character yet.
Yeah. And you also had encounters with a vampire by the name of Fusum Jahi, as well as a young noblewoman who you freed from her sort of forced, not really capture, but her family wasn't letting her, experience the world and was kind of keeping her a shut-in. And you helped her escape as well. Having done that, you did not go on a weird, crazy train, and instead teleported to Odingrad. There's also a bit there where Demos went off on his own, rode on a dragon, that kind of thing. Fun stuff.
As one does.
As one does. And before you left, you also explored the Blue Hour Resort, which is in the city of Resort Dawn, where you had a bar fight, where you learned a lot more about Aslam and his background. How he apparently doesn't believe he has a soul, right? How he values mortals a lot. You also, some of you have seen a book based off the Journeys of the Dark Continent book, or a copy that Aslam had, that had a last page covered in blood, but not everyone knows of this book. It has been kept secret from some, with the words written on the last page of, "I have to stop him."
I feel like it's important to say it's been kept secret from some out of pettiness.
One out of pettiness, yeah.
Oh yeah, less out of pettiness, Caden's probably out of, like, global security. Like, I mean, I can get this book, right? But
I think Caden has it now.
Yeah, Caden has
You all,
Yeah.
more importantly than
Les
all of
just
that,
left it in the book bag.
you all experienced a t-shirt cannon for the first time as well. That Blom, the bartender, had. You guys then teleported to Odengrad, where, and because of two reasons. One, you are wanting to head towards Remerut to help with Caden's village and / town that's sort of under some sort of disease that Caden came to learn was the cause of an entity that could be killed. Also going to Odengrad because Aslam, along with all the other stuff he left for you, left a message saying that he might have a quest you all would be interested in.
Oh, I forgot that.
Yeah. He might have a quest you're all interested in. And that he might have more information for you. And to meet him in Odengrad. Arriving, another gentleman by the name of Maverick encounters two of you in a hospital, visiting a patient, where you guys saw all sorts of really bizarre corpses that were like misshapen. And he tells you to meet, that you will be meeting Aslam in the Gilded Wound Tavern, which happens to be run by a sort of crime lord, but you know.
That's just
that night.
semantics.
Yeah. In between meeting him for that night, you guys decided to partake in a variety of quests. While Caden, I believe, did research into Eskil's family, two of you helped with a birthday party, the other two helped with a haunted book. There's a lot more to their adventure than this. To these adventurers' adventure. The Five, as they so name themselves now. The Five, whatever you want them to be, pretty much. Some are wanting to follow this Aslam trail, some are not. Some, their backgrounds have weirdly brought these people together, and we are about to see how this continues. And so, where we last left off, you all were doing the quest, two of which were with a haunted book, which turned out to have been from a writer who did not wish to publish his book after having completed his really life's work. But his daughter, wanting to publish it and get the money, you discovered killed him. However, upon killing him, he did a fuck you from beyond the grave and haunted that book so that she could not open it. Demos and Eskiel, arriving and uncovering this mystery, decide to take the book, lie that it was destroyed, take the money anyway, and now, on the streets outside of the manor, in the noble district, they debate as to whether or not to further take vengeance on this woman for the murder of her father. For some context, the ghost has passed on, letting all of you know that you are free to read his book, but do not publish it, as he requested. And that's where we left off. So, on the city streets of the noble district, we cut to Demos and Eskiel. What you up to? What's the plan?
Boy, I think Demos is gonna look over / down at Eskiel.
Or down.
And no, I gotta. Yeah, I did not like that woman.
Yeah. I think it was kind of rude for her to kill her father like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Do you think they have any other good stuff in the house?
Oh, idea they do.
Oh
mean-
my gosh.
She gave us 500 gold pieces just for fixing that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I didn't see any guns when she let us in.
and that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Why?
Can we imagine though? There's more. There has to. We shouldn't give a whole.
Yeah.
DM, do I remember how many guards were at the gate and the house?
Fucking god.
This being the noble district, there are a good amount of guards on the streets, but not a whole lot. Like, and the
Not
guards
like-
that are here are really well dressed and are almost a bit more like for show, you know.
She didn't have any like personal security.
Besides a guard by the front gate, which is common with these larger manors, not really. She had a butler inside, but she seems to be pretty isolated. She doesn't really talk to many
Isn't the
people.
butler's super old?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got like the white mustache, you know, kind of look, bald head.
Gotta
Gotcha.
be careful that he's not like.
And she seemed like the kind of person who didn't like to socialize much.
Hold on. Does the butler look like the Monopoly man? Is that what you just described to me?
Pretty much, yeah. But
Okay.
an older Monopoly man.
I mean, I think we have a pretty good shot.
My only concern. What time of day is it?
At this point, we're approaching like just a little bit after midday. Because you guys
Why are you
teleported
looking
over
s-
like right before lunch, and then.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My only concern is that, like, if she is found dead, and we were the last people to be here, and like,
There was a ghost.
that's what she said.
Wait, no. We made it look like a banshee was in there. Remember? Or something.
Did the butler see? I don't think he was there, was he?
Heard the screams probably.
The butler let you in and then was dismissed, I believe, by the woman.
That was a ghost.
Beatrice was her name.
You're, in her eyes, ghost hunters.
I don't know if it's the best idea to do anything exciting during the day.
Oh, I wasn't meaning like now. I was meaning like tonight. Go in and just like, you know, move
you-
that, move it.
Are you doing the across the neck motion? Like,
Use this chunk to go like across the neck.
yeah. You know.
Like,
We
like,
still on her property, or are
No,
we
you're
on
on
the
the
street?
We're
street
walking through the
outside of her
street.
property. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I thought we were still there. It's like, is it
she's like
regardless
2 feet behind us.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. And to be clear, the manor has a bit of a yard, so like, it's like gate, then like a walking path that's maybe about 10 feet or so, and then the house.
I mean,
Okay.
I could throw you over the fence.
I believe you. How is that helpful?
I distract the guard in the front.
And I just go kill the lady.
Well, I was gonna say I distract him. You open the gate, like knock the guard out. No kill, knock the guard out, or just like give him like 40 gold because that's like a lot of gold.
I think the whole idea is for us to not be seen if we come back at night.
We can. I'm not murdering 2 people.
Well, I'm not saying that we should.
How else you propose we get it?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Let me see here. I can talk to animals.
Okay.
So, if I convince an animal to go up and bite and annoy the shite out of this guard, maybe he would leave.
I would be surprised.
I mean,
Well-
if you have a raccoon biting at your ankles and just causing a ruckus, if you get bit, you're probably gonna go see the doctor for rabies, right?
I guess that's what you should do.
Well, I mean,
Have you ever had rabies?
I mean.
Oh my gosh.
So,
It is what it is.
no matter what the case, it'd be a you do it at night thing. Is that the
Probably.
thought? Okay. Then, as they continue to talk about the semantics of getting into the establishment later this evening, my question to all of you would be: you've completed your quest, which you wanted to do to fill the time of the day. Is there anything else you want to do? I think you guys planned on meeting up after the quest.
Yes.
Yes,
We
but I
did.
have no idea where.
No idea where. Yeah, I'm
I
looking
thought
at my
we
notes.
planned at meeting at the tavern we were supposed to meet Aslam at.
Yeah, the Gilded Wound.
Yeah, because I was opposed to that. I remember that.
Yeah. In which case,
I wanted
can-
to meet somewhere else first.
just cut to you guys meeting.
I think though that the last we left off, Caden and Summer were gonna try to find Lest first.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah,
I think we
That's
have
right,
an idea
Les-
of where
in the
Les
Les-
was
outer
going.
rim of the city
Les
right
was
now.
in the outer rim of the city. That's right, talking to.
So, where would we be meeting? Because Demos was there.
Yeah, so Demos and Escale, you were told that you guys are going to meet at the Gilded Ruin, so that would be the direction you guys would be going.
Cool.
Uh,
I'm gonna turn to that scale and go, look. I will meet you there.
Oh,
I'm gonna watch and see if like God changes, or if it's like the same one or what.
got you.
Oh my gosh.
Demos, go ahead and make
Oh no.
2 things. First,
Oh, boy.
just a general stealth check. Not so much in a, you're trying to hide, but in like a being inconspicuous kind of sense.
Oh boy, an elephant being ink. Let's not point out the elephant in the room, guys.
Yeah. So point out.
No, that was a damn good joke.
Don't worry, I laughed.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm glad someone did. It makes me feel better. I got a 10.
10 on stealth. Okay. It's a relatively busy street. So at
I mean,
least
it's
during
like
the day you're going to be good. It's midday,
midday-ish.
yeah. Now make, for me, I think something that'll be much better for you, a perception check. If I recall, your perception is really good.
With smell, which I always try to incorporate into it. I can't really smell this one out, can I?
Probably not then.
Smell the guard shift changes.
Hey, you know what you can do?
18.
You know what you can
Oh,
do?
you can do. That is
You know
true.
what you can do? You can cast Commune with Nature at will.
I don't see that anywhere on this character.
What the fuck?
I can cast Speak with Animals at will and Beast Sense at will.
I'm going to check your features and traits real quick to see if you do have it.
Is it different for the different totems?
I don't think so. I don't
I
think
think
the
you get it
Commune
at a
with Nature
later
one is
level.
different.
I think you get
I
it at
think
a
you get
later
it at
level.
5th level. I think you get it at a later level.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
And
Um,
it's like one of those things where like
yeah. For sure.
you learn
Well,
was at will.
Demo says you sort of wait a little while. You know you're going to be late for the arrival, because everyone else, of course, is going to be punctual. meeting
Hell
up at
no.
the time.
Some he tells them that's a different story, but someone knows.
Yeah, but you looking at this manor, the guard out front of the gate does switch maybe every 4 hours or so. So you wait 4 hours and they switch. Because they're more so just there to like have their shift watching this one house and then they leave. But there are other guards that sort of parade around. Some tourists will take photos with them, like, oh, these are Vicon guards, you know, in the Noble District where tourists would go. You do notice some interesting things being in a city that you're familiar with, because this is where you did most of your mercenary work.
Yeah.
You can clearly,
yes,
I
remember
clearly
that.
identify time to time sort of more rough-looking individuals walking towards a manor, and you go, and are welcomed in. You go, oh, those are mercenaries hired by nobles. You've been in that situation before. Just that sort of deal.
It's
Even
pretty, like,
even in the nice parts of the city, the underground is present.
yeah. Is the guard shift like consistent, like every 4 hours, pretty much? They switch.
You gather, because the gentleman looks at some sort of pocket watch and then moves, so it is cyclical. So
Do
4 hours is
they
correct.
just watch the gate, or do they walk the perimeter every like once an hour? Is it just like I'm gonna
It-
stand at this gate and stare straight ahead?
In this part of the city, it's sort of Odengrad is on a sort of hill, but the Noble District is sort of at like a flattened part around the hill. Like it's not the highest point, but it's like a flattened part of it. think like you know what I'm talking about. There you can flatten out parts of a hill.
Kind of like a plateau almost.
Yeah. But the walls of these places are connected. So think like fences in a suburban neighborhood where the fence match up together. So they don't really do a perimeter around the wall. They stay in front of the gate. Yeah.
And is there any guards to his left or right?
You look sort of down to other manors further down the way, and there are some of them don't have a guard present. Maybe they're just less paranoid. But every few houses down, you'll see another guard, which has been positioned by a gate.
Okay. And whenever the guards switch shifts, is there any point in time where the gate is unguarded? Like, are there like lazy guards who like will see the guard walk in and then like walk that way just so they can leave quicker?
Oh yeah, you gather that's for sure. Because a lot of this guarding, it's sort of part of real life too. The actual likelihood of any one person getting robbed is actually pretty low. So a lot of the guards are like, whatever, it's another day. And they do get kind of lazy about it.
Yeah, so they're like, especially like you imagine the night shift, or like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
I see him
Like no one's gonna be up at 2 a.m. That kind of thought, like whatever.
yeah, like I see him like 400 feet out. I'm gonna start walking home. He's on his way. Or like,
Yeah, exactly.
I can test taking night shift guard watch. If no one's watching, this is a joke for anybody listening. You do definitely take a nap easily. You're like, it's like 4 a.m. Close your eyes and you wake up and there's like someone standing over and you're like, I done fucked up.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah.
No, all that is prone to happening.
Okay.
Mostly because, again, in the Noble District, you have rich sort of individuals paranoid and want a guard, but the likelihood of someone actually attempting to... You know what I mean? It's sort of like, they have big walls and they're wealthy. I don't want to mess with that. I'd rather rob my neighbor kind of thing.
Yeah. But after watching this, whenever like I'm pretty confident in all that information, I will walk the way to the tavern that I definitely wrote its name down at.
Yeah. The Gilded Wound. We cut to Summer and Caden, who are looking for Lest.
I sent Rupert with Lest.
Oh, so you can find out where Lest is. That was
Yeah.
good. Lest, I
remember
believe you
saying I
said
was doing that.
Lest, you were just kind of wanting to hang out there for a while till, right? Like at that, it's sort of like a ruined temple that has been retaken by sort of nature and is now a temple to the season caller kind of situation. And you had wanted to stay there for a bit, if I understood correctly? Lest? Who might be muted, I don't know.
They texted, oh, no tobacco.
They have returned.
Hello?
Hello. You had decided to stay at the temple for a little bit, right?
Yeah, no, I was chilling. I talked to a priestess, and then I decided to meditate on her words for a bit.
Of course. Well, with Rupert's help, you would have no problem getting there.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, go for it.
I have one on the list of so this was very far back, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a library research session where what Summer researched was like famous pastry chefs.
Yes.
And like where they lived and like retired to, like anyone, and specifically anyone that she like already knew that Lest admired. And I remember that there was one that was on like the outskirts of Odengrad. Are we anywhere near that? Like this like what are the odds, I guess? Like Lest is on the outskirts of Odengrad right now.
I would say
And I know
probably
there's this-
not out towards where Lest would be. Lest is sort of outskirts north. Something a bit more like a pastry shop would be more like an outskirts to the east or west, or
Well,
south.
this was, if I remember correctly, what Summer was looking for was a couple of people who are like retired. Like they had not their shop. Like that was why she spent like a day on it, is she found like their home address.
Dude, you're about to embarrass this kid, like
Yeah,
when people play outside of whatever the fuck his name's house.
To be honest, the only one I have written down is a woman in Oxenhill, which is a different town. But well, I'd say I'd say
You said
trusting
that I
because
got a
it's
handful, but
a
you
handful.
weren't gonna
I
make
think
up all the names
I think
immediately.
that's exactly what it was. Yeah. I trust
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, why not? There can be the home address nearby. I'm cool with that.
I would like to I would like to talk to Caden for a second as we're walking.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Hey, can you send messages in any way magically yet to people who like you have like a description of or like something?
No. Yes, actually.
Awesome. So here's the thing. Omgrad has a lot of pretty cool sort of cuisine scene that I only ever sort of got into while I was here. But there is this one person whose name is about to be generated from a voice in the sky.
Oh, Janef.
Yeah, Jeanette. There is this one person.
Write it down.
Yeah, it's Janef. And she was kind of a little bit minor hero of Lest's, like way back in the day, and she's retired now, and so she's not like working in any shops or anything like that, but she does live near here, and I might have looked her up, and I kind of thought maybe now that we're like adventurers, we could like, I don't know, leverage that to like, I don't know, get her and Lest connected. Is there fantasy cameo? Or like I actually know like some of Lest's recipes and stuff. Like I just don't. I kind of wanted it to be a surprise. But I have absolutely no idea how that would work with all of us living and traveling together.
Make an intelligence check.
Yeah, because I'm confused. Do you want like...
Summer to just make a real quick intelligence check based off what you said.
Okay. 15 plus 3, 18.
Yeah, I mean, you would know that adventurers they do have a lot of leverage. You could probably knock on the door and there'd be a high probability, more so than if you were just random people, for sure. of being let in.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, Summer's not super okay with...
Okay,
Wait, what?
period.
Yeah, no. She's not super okay with Aslam's involvement. She's also 200% willing to name drop. Like, if they couldn't get in the door, she would be like, anyway, Aslam's new favorite pastry chef. Like, whatever, it doesn't have to be true. Just has to be confident. But like, yeah, like she's involving Caden on purpose because she knows that the situation between her and Lest is a little bit sensitive, right? And because I think like, I think this can be in character, I'm also just, I'm actually a pretty good liar to most people. Lest can usually see through that kind of stuff pretty quickly with me. So it's just like, I don't know, I think he would appreciate the connection.
Yes, I'm confused on what you want this interaction to be. Do you want to take Les to this person's home? Would you like to contact this person and ask if they'd be willing to meet Les? Do you want, like, what do you want from this person?
It's a really good question. I was kind of hoping to brainstorm that, but I actually have an idea. If I remember correctly, Lest rolled, like, a 24 or something on some pastries that he made in Critterton, and I have some. Actually, I have a new plan. I want a review. I wanted to write a review of this of Lest's pastry skills.
All right. Then we need to deliver some pastries.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This feels right.
So.
Does this feel right to Caden? This is a genuine, like, ask for advice.
Oh, that's right. We have an under the table chat.
I mean, yes, so we just deliver pastries and ask her to write a review for a friend?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sounds
Yeah, that works.
fine to me, especially if we're honest with her and just say we know someone who's a big fan. And
Yeah.
we are.
Here's the thing. I really think that if she realizes what Lest can do, she'll want to make the connection.
Right.
I thought about rolling for that, but I think this is kind of naive. I think in Summer's mind, Lest is like the best pastry chef out there. So if she can get like, but Les doesn't know how good he is. So like, you know, this is the like if I introduced like,
Yeah.
I don't know, your thing to Matt Mercer, like it, you know what I mean? Like it's like a.
For sure. Yeah. No. That's. Yeah. You guys making your way would indeed arrive at this residence. It's a smaller one. It's pretty humble. It has a bit of a garden outside of it. You look at the garden and would expect to see things that would be common in pastries, but it's actually not like super like that. It's more like flowers and things of that sort. But walking up to it, you do see a rope to pull, as in for like the doorbell, which is usually just an actual bell.
I pull it.
All right. Pulling the doorbell, you hear some like gosh, and like walking and shuffling, and sort of the sound of locks being turned, and the door opens wide, and you see this sort of orc woman. She's got some grease on an apron, and she opens it out. She goes, "Hey, how can I help you?"
Hi, I'm Summer. This is Caden. We're local adventurers new on the scene. That's not super important to why I'm here, but I did another member of our party is a pastry chef. He's really, really good. Have you ever been to the Rosa Keene Eatery?
Well, I have. Or I don't know if I've been there, but I've had pastries delivered from there, certainly. You see, I don't cook pastries much anymore these days.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I really know absolutely nothing about that. He's my cousin. He's my little cousin. I'm trying to make good for something. And he just really looked up to you when we were growing up.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And, I was just kind of, wondering, I actually have this. It's, I think it was a tiny pie. It's this tiny.
Sorry. Could you excuse me for a moment? You help yourself. You can sit on the furniture on the porch, and she closes the door, and you hear some scuffling behind the door and some what sounds like utensils being used. And she comes back out. She opens the door again. She's sort of in the doorway with even more grease on her shirt. She goes,
Is everything all right, ma'am?
"Well, yes. Since my retirement with pastries, I've been trying to learn how to cook more savory foods. It's
I see.
a different sort of animal, you know." So,
How's it going?
you know, most of what I turn out is either too dry or too raw, but you know. It's
Yeah.
how it goes.
I think like in character, like Summer pulls out this little pastry and is like, I think it's like a pie, or it's very good. It's very good. They're very good. And he made it himself. He'd been working on the recipe for a really long time. And it's a tart. I just remembered that it's a tart.
Yeah, you really don't know a lot about pastries, do
No,
you?
I really don't. I don't. It's just Les does. I was kind of hoping that you would be willing to, well, review it. I think it would mean a lot to him if, and honestly, I think that if you see what he can do, you might just be interested in making that connection.
She kind of laughs a little bit and she goes, "It's not every day I get something like this happening, but sure, I'll try it." She takes the tart and she begins to eat it and she goes, "Well, I can tell it's been sitting in your bag for a little bit now, but it is very good. Very delicious, I can tell. It was made very well. I wouldn't expect any less, really, from Rosa Keene Eatery. High quality. Is that what you wanted?"
Could you write it down?
She kind of rolls her eyes and goes, yes. Could you do me a favor?
Sure, what is it?
I happen to have missed the mail boy today, and I had some things that needed to be delivered. Could you do that for me?
Can I roll insight to see if this is illegal?
Sure, go for it.
14.
Probably don't have to roll. Caden probably knows. He's studied law.
It seems...
No, not if it's illegal to deliver it. If she is trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It seems on the up and up.
To where?
I can give you the address, and she gives you an arbitrary address.
Yeah, sure, thank you.
She just hands you some, like, actual mail, like, scrolled up, like, scrolls, and little letters, too. Just a little stack. She goes, it's mostly business stuff. Since I retired, I still have to deal with it sometimes. You know, taxes and the like.
Indeed.
And,
Summer is, like, glowing.
she closes the door. She says, once you've done that, come back. I'll have a review ready for you. And she closes it. Closes the door.
How do you feel about delivering that and I can go get less?
Oh,
So
yeah,
he
that
doesn't
works.
know about this.
Yeah.
We can meet back at that tavern we're meeting at.
Okay.
All right. So,
Oh yeah, Summer is over the moon. This is like exactly what
Let
she was
me-
hoping for. This is fantastic. Like,
let me see just real fast if anything eventful
did we
happens.
establish that Les' birthday is coming up? Or no, Les just had a birthday. I remember. Yes. This is, in her mind, this is her birthday present to Les.
Get some actual music going again, too. Yeah, I mean, nothing really eventful happens. I just rolled to see if something eventful would happen. And nothing does. Nonetheless, Caden, just to see if you know, one person going on their own would die, you know. But Caden, you also are going off on your own, nothing eventful. But you eventually find your way
It's the
to...
middle of the day, like,
Yeah, that's
in
true.
a big city.
That is true.
I just appreciate you didn't roll for me.
True. I mean, to be fair, you're kind of spooky. I don't think a lot of...
Yeah.
a lot of people
Also, he's been burned by a random urban encounter before.
So,
You never know when a piano is gonna fall from the sky, and
but,
yeah.
nonetheless...
I am the DM's problem.
Caden, you eventually find your way to this beautiful sort of temple just outside the city. In fact, I'm going to change the music for it. No, not that. That'll work. And yeah, it looks to have been once. Yeah, go ahead and add. Go ahead and add that 500 gold if you haven't already. So split between you two, 250 each. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you see it. It looks to have been once a temple to something else entirely. Make a history check. I actually don't think Les deciphered what it once was too.
Yeah, no, I got a really bad roll.
Yeah, make a history check for me, Kate. You're a bit more educated.
I'm proficient in history. I get to roll dice for Caden. It's been so long. I don't have any of my dice out. Sorry.
Yeah, I realize I'm currently rolling electronic dice because most of my dice are actually still in my car. I need to get those. I'll do that during our break when we go on break.
Okay. Fuck. 23.
23. You're very familiar with Celendan history, particularly the rich history that is very common to the sort of western side of the continent, where the journeyers on the massive ship Noah first landed. You're aware that while many, particularly in Vicon, persevered through the tumultuous environment and the rough environment through resolve and will, and these people later became known as the Odin Men, particularly in Vicon, though they go by, yeah, that's sort of what they're known as, yes? While others often turn to more ritualistic cultic aid, often turning to fiends and archfey and other creatures they could make deals with to survive. And this temple is very likely a remnant from that history. Most likely a temple, you rolled a 23, to some sort of fiend or devil that is now wearied with age and is now a temple to an actual deity. And yeah, so that's sort of the history. Then over time, the Genasi that were already living in the area ended up eventually helping them live somewhat comfortably in the region, or gave them the tools to do so. And so as they eventually settled in the eastern regions of the continent, they already had some skills and things to help them. So it was less common over in the eastern side of the continent. But to this day, cult activity because of that heritage is still extremely common on this continent, just because of the heritage and the influence. But yeah, that's what this temple was once too. Yeah.
I'm going to enter, see if I see Les anywhere.
Les, what are you up to when Dr. Caden arrives?
If I remember correctly, Les sat like next to a bush next to the wall. So
yeah,
I mean,
because the ground is no longer ground; it's like dirt and grass and
yeah. And then there's like bird nests, right, instead of bells. I have like the very good description of it.
Yeah, no, it's very nature heavy in here. So as Caden walks in, you hear birds chirping. It's to alert that someone is coming.
Is the building made of stone?
It's sort of mostly wood that is worn over the years.
Huh. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for Les to notice me. I'm not gonna try and disrupt him or anything and wave.
I mean, obviously he's gonna notice somebody.
Yeah.
It's like when you feel somebody's eyes on the back of your head. When did you get here?
Just now?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Two of the most awkward motherfuckers.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to disturb you or rush you in any way. Just it's around the time we said we'd meet. So I came to get you.
Yeah, I know how to get back. I was gonna start in a couple of minutes, so.
Alright, I'll just be waiting outside then.
Okay.
Yeah. So, as everyone goes about their tasks and waiting for people to be done meditating, I believe you made a wisdom check last time, so I won't make you roll a meditation check this time, Les, because I think last time I had you roll one and you just were going to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Summer, you eventually drop off the package. It's to some sort of accounting office. And you make your way back, and when you arrive, she opens the door with even more grease on her apron. She opens it and she sees you and goes, "Ah, thank you." And she hands you a parchment with a grease stain or two on it, but nonetheless a nice little review on it. And she goes, "I'd offer you some of the food I'm cooking, but it's not really good at all. Still learning.
Hey, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Working with, like, guns and gun maintenance materials and her tinkerer's kit,
Yeah.
would Summer, like, I know this is a weird pull, but I'm trying to get in good with this lady. Would Summer, like, know a good trick for getting grease out of stuff?
Just make an intelligence check for me.
Okay.
That's a weird pull.
It's not too
I mean, it's
weird.
fair.
That would be a 17.
You could provide some advice and things like that, but as you start to list it off, you start to gather that she already knows. And you might be explaining things to her she already knows.
Yes. I think it's more like if Summer has, like, an actual, like, something actionable, like...
Don't you have one of those cleansing stones?
No. Ascale.
No.
has it.
Escale has the cleansing stone, that's right. Yeah,
I do know
that's
it.
the thing that's off the top of your head that you would have, but yeah. I don't think you have any, like... Especially not something for an apron covered in grease. Maybe like a...
Right, yeah.
Nothing like that. But she thanks you. Goes, "You ever want to visit Jeanette again? Just, I don't know, send a letter ahead of time or something."
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. If I were to ever need the help of adventurers, who would I look for?
Oh, well, my name's Summer, but, I think we're listed as the 5.
Ooh, the 5. The 5 what?
The 5 wizards.
Dot.
Okay,
dot.
the 5 wizards, understood. And she thanks you again and closes the door. And at this point, the smell of the grease from inside your stomach does grumble. You sort of skipped lunch because of the series of events, and it is approaching early dinner time.
Can I try to get on the way, like, I want to wrap it. Like, I want to, like, get a ribbon or something. Like...
Sure. Oh, yeah. There are little shops around. Knock off for just a ribbon. Like,
Yeah.
1 copper.
Okay.
Pretty cheap ribbon, yeah. Just knock that off. We then cut to eventually everyone making their way to the tavern. First is Escale, first to arrive to the Gilded Wound Tavern. Arriving, it is pretty lively. More lively than you maybe expected it to be. The placard that marks the tavern looks to depict a man who's been stabbed with some sort of shiv with like a gold paint coming out of him. And it's the Gilded Wound. And there are people smoking pipes inside, so the windows look like smoke's coming out of them. It's like full of... It's hot boxed to a degree. But walking up the creaky steps to the swinging door, like sort of saloon doors, you see performers on a sort of stage, and you see it's just full of sort of rough-looking individuals, but also the occasional, clearly non-local, maybe other adventurers or tourists who are just enjoying the sights, and socializing with the locals if the locals have the patience for it, that kind of thing. But walking into, it's the Gilded Wound. It's sort of more of a warm orange lighting inside with candles and such. And mostly made out of wood, but along the walls are different sort of sort of animal skins, but where a puncture wound from the hunt would be, it's been filled with like almost like gold paint or gold or like different metallic paints.
On the pelt itself, or like on the wall behind it?
Make an investigation check.
Would this be perception because it's at a distance?
I'd say it's investigation just because you're trying to figure out exactly where the thing is.
All right. Oh, big rolls, big rolls. 5.
You're rather unsure.
Okay.
I'd say. But yeah, we'll go with this. You see somebody turn around and see you at the bar. He's sort of this man. He's got what look to be some sort of monocles or glasses on his face. He's dressed almost like not quite a noble, but he's dressed for like sit down work, you know. More silks and sort of kind of nice. But he turns to face you. He has a short sword at his side. He turns to face you and he goes, "Are you Escale?
Maybe.
Come, join me at the bar. I'll buy you a drink."
Okay.
As you walk up, he goes, "My name's Maverick. I met some of your allies earlier today."
Nice to meet you. I am Escale.
He kind of nods. He goes, "What do you like to drink?"
Whiskey.
All right. And whiskey. And as you're talking to this man, you are sort of, it's almost a cold exterior, but it also could just be he's just very calm. Just a very calm individual. He's not perturbed by the smoke in the room or the loudness of the room. He's like the one quiet individual. Now with you as well. You're a bit quiet as well, but this reserved individual. And he goes, "I am a accomplice, or I'm a hire of Aslam, is how I'd put it. So I am also meeting him here this evening."
Okay. Do you know what time he's supposed to be here?
"I suspect he'll arrive when he means to."
That's not helpful.
Yeah, no, it's not. He very rarely gives actual times. But he pays me by the hour, so.
Oh, well, that's kind of nice then.
Yeah, right? And he sort of looks at you up and down and goes, "I don't know why he's bringing such low-level people involved with this, but no offense, sir. You're actually older than me."
I want to look back at him in the same way. Like up and down. Be like, indeed.
He sort of nods and it's sort of just idle chat like that for a while, unless you have something specific you want to ask this guy. There's just more idle chat.
No.
No worries at all. Over time, eventually, I think the next people who would arrive would be probably Summer. Because Summer, yes, ran back and forth to deliver papers, but actually, I think that would take longer than how much time Lest had left of meditation. So I'd say Lest and Caden, you arrive next. Same description. The little sign out front with the person looking like in a stab by a ship with gold paint coming out. The creatures on the walls. If you want to make an investigation check to see if it's either painted on the pelts or behind it, you may.
Yeah.
I want to.
All right, both of you make investigation checks.
Well, I don't get it. The 9.
Yeah, you aren't quite sure.
Investigation. Oh, dope. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it depends. Like, if you have a deer head on the wall, it's been painted itself. Like, if it was shot in the neck or whatever. But a lot of the pelts just on the wall itself, it's painted behind. And the pelts are just moved. Maybe for the intention of sewing it together, right, and selling it at some point, if they're scarce for money, that kind of thing. You don't want to paint over it. Yeah, same thing. You see Escale's at the bar with Caden, an individual you saw earlier today, Maverick. Last you are not familiar with this individual, but yeah, it's a rowdy tavern filled with smoke, both from
Aiden
the kitchen and the
coughs when he
pipes.
comes in.
Yeah.
And then, probably I've decided something with Caden. His doctor's mask is kind of in two parts. There's the front that covers his mouth, and the goggles are kind of separate. So he puts on the front part because there's smoke everywhere, and he doesn't know what's in it. And is going to look at Les to see his comfort with the situation.
Well, make an insight check, and then last you can tell based off whatever that number is, what you think Caden gets from you. I will say, Les, you likely have never been to this tavern while living in the city.
Oh yeah, probably no.
Yeah, no, for
I
sure.
feel like I wouldn't be surprised if like he knew people that have been to the tavern and like we're talking about like their night before type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But like he's never been there.
I mean, it's the kind of tavern that has the person in the corner doing the knife game with his fingers. It's like that kind of tavern.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your insight, Caden?
16.
All right, Lest, you may describe how Lest appears to be feeling about the situation.
He's obviously a little bit anxious because like there's just a lot of people in here and it's pretty rowdy. But I don't think he's like overtly scared. You know, like it's just another bar. You know when you walk into a bar when you're underage with your mom to pick something up. It's kind of that kind of thing. If you know what I'm saying.
No,
Like,
I do.
Okay. I'm just gonna. I understand this feeling very well. Just me
Yeah.
everywhere. So I'm just gonna look at Lest and point out Maverick in the corner and be like, I met him earlier. Still deciding whether or not I like him. And I'm gonna start walking over.
As
Yeah,
you
Lest
walk
will
over,
follow.
he turns and says, Caden, and Lest, I believe. Please come. I'll buy you both a drink.
I
long-
don't drink.
All right, we'll water them.
If there's coffee, I'll take it, but
That is untrue.
All right, coffee. And Lest, how about yourself?
if they have like a floral tea, but I don't feel like they would have one.
He kind of looks over the counter, goes, "You have a floral tea?" And the bartender, who's sort of this, actually know who the main bartender is, or the innkeeper at least. The innkeeper's working right now. He's a gnome, who's sort of on the shoulders of a human figure, who looks to also be working at the bar, but is probably paid more so to carry this gnome around on his shoulders. You gather that the gnome inherited this bar and is not tall enough for the bar itself.
Love it.
Yeah, right. So the gnome sort of looks at you and goes, I don't know if we have something like that. And then Maverick just sort of pulls out a platinum coin and hands it to him. He goes, aren't you the guy who's stingy with money? And Maverick goes, I'm about to come into a lot more money. And he nods and he looks at you, Les, he goes, I can get you a floral tea.
Okay, thank you.
Hayden feels uncomfortable and is going to sit down.
As you sit down, Maverick goes, now when Aslam gets here, you tell him that I spent 2 platinum to get that to you, okay?
What, the coffee or the tea?
The tea. They have coffee. Just so I can get paid back more.
Oh, he does expenses. Then I have simple things to take up with him.
Well,
Hayden pulls out his book.
Wait, the Aslam book, or?
No, just a book.
Right.
Like one of his notebooks, and he's writing, he's like tallying expenses.
Yeah. He sort of goes, he kind of asks you guys what you guys have been up to. It's up to you whether or not you share the Critterton adventures or not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Hayden says
Les
nothing.
doesn't share the Critterton adventures, but he does tell them about the Blue Hour.
The Blue Hour
Like, because he
Resort,
shows him his bow.
Yeah.
Les is very eager to show this thing off because he loves
He
it.
goes, yes, I've been to the Blue Hour as well. So the rooms are better than the lobby. Usually it's the opposite. Usually the lobby is all nice, and then the rooms are better.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
He goes, well, it's all very interesting, I suppose. He goes, I'm waiting to talk about some of the stuff I wish to speak with your group about till they all arrive. Because I gather Aslam has probably not told you much about this quest. And
No.
I see that as irresponsible. I think people should know the job they're getting into.
Huh.
And as that time passes, eventually summer, you arrive as
How long?
well. Yeah, go ahead, Esco.
How long have I been sitting there drinking?
Honestly, with the stuff people have been up to, probably when you first arrived, it was probably an hour before Caden and Les showed up.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah. And then another...
Get drunk.
And then
I can't pass out.
Hey,
Oh,
Hey.
that's right.
Matt,
Yeah.
Demos isn't here, and I think that's the first thing Summer notices, which means that I'm about to do all of the obligatory "the fighter has entered the room" questions. The entrances, exits,
Oh, sure. Make
potential combatants, places of low visibility, stairs up,
Make
down.
make a perception check to just get a feel of the room.
Okay. I really gotta up my perception. Oh, neat. I love that for
Someone's
me.
gotta
I
do
have a
it.
+3, so 13.
All right. There are windows that don't look all that secure. You could probably hop right out of those if you need it. There are
Smoke.
yeah. There's a lot of smoke. There is a staircase that goes up and down. So there's a basement level to this, more than likely. But there's a sort of the stairs that go down reach a door. So think it's more a sight you normally see like outside a building where like stairs go down or there's a door, right? But it's
Yeah.
interior instead. Likely built into the hill that this tavern's next to.
Right.
And then there's upstairs that likely go to rooms. And the like.
Are there like... Okay, I don't know if this is the same or a different check, but like, is this the kind of bar fight place? Is this a...
Oh yeah, the Gilded Wound is the kind of place that bar fights would break out, but it's more the kind where bar fights would break out and then people would throw them out into the streets to handle it out there.
Is this the place where
Okay.
you have a bar fight and somebody gets knocked out? Or the place where you have a bar fight and somebody gets shanked?
That one,
Oh, no.
the last one. Someone dies. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Not in the
Cool.
tavern, it's outside, so it's
That
not
was-
the tavern spot.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they throw them outside. Yeah. so
Yeah,
that
like
they're not
Disneyland. You know, you have to carry him to the boundary so that no one's ever died there. Yeah. Okay, cool.
One of
Matt,
my favorite stories to tell people who love Disney who have no knowledge about Disney.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty nice stuff.
Maverick, right?
Yeah.
We did not get off to a great first impression, to be honest.
He sees you walking and he goes,
Um,
"Oh, you again. I'll buy you a drink. What do you want?"
What are you having?
Oh, I'm just drinking a sort of a water, really.
A sort of water.
Well,
That
I
sounds
don't.
interesting
I don't
enough. I'll take
usually.
one, too.
I don't usually drink on the job.
Are you drinking Aquafina or are you
It's
drinking
more of like a sparkling water.
Fiji?
Sparkling water. Kind
You're drinking a sparkling water? Okay, I'll take that, but with whiskey in it. Thanks.
The
This
bartender
guy
nods.
is about as blonde as his clothes are.
He goes, "That would be true."
If he were spice, he would be flour.
I will say, Matt, as a note that I want to be noted. Caden, when he walked into this tavern, before he even walked in, probably had Rupert like go and sit on top of his visible satchel. He keeps his stuff in various pockets, but like on top of his satchel. So if anybody tries to like
To steal. Yeah.
pickpocket him,
I keep
he's already got defenses for that because of where he grew up. But like Rupert's there to freak people out if things get weird.
For sure.
I have established that Summer keeps her money in her bra.
Les has all of his stuff in his bag of holding, so it's all like in his like chest pocket thing, you know?
As you guys sit there and wait, Demos still not yet arriving. Demos was staking out the place.
Where is Demos, Escale?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Can I insight check that?
I want to insight check that.
Sure. Escale, if you are trying to be deceitful, it might be. I think it was a genuine answer, to be honest. But if you are trying to be deceitful, Escale, make a deception check as well. So,
He knows where he is.
what be the insight rolls?
Do you
I
guys?
got 18.
18. And then you, Kaden?
Very good is what I got.
Is that a number?
25.
25. Escale, did you roll a deception check, or was it a genuine? You don't really know where he'd be, right?
I don't know where he went.
True. Do you
I know
share?
where he stopped.
Do you
And he
share?
said, "Go on."
I'll be right back.
Do you share where
Yeah.
you stopped?
I don't know for sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
Did you
then
guys
you
finish the
gather
thing
that
with
he's
the
being
book?
honest. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes.
Did you guys finish the thing with the book?
Yes.
Do you know what he went to do after that?
He stayed there, watching people, and that sounded boring.
Why?
Oh yeah, Les, by the way, so while you were gone, we just Demos, Escale and I signed up for a couple of just like the little quests here and there, and so Caden and I went to a birthday party, and Escale and Demos went to a thing with a book, I think. Summer fills us in.
We were divided up very well, as you can see, based on our skill sets.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, I think maybe people. I was nominated to tell Caden. It's not important. I think Summer goes to almost instinctively wants to show Lest her new gun, because I don't think Lest has seen it, and she definitely has it, and it's big. It's visible, and then she hesitates and doesn't mention it. Oh, and we're registered with a group name now. It's the Five.
What?
Yeah, we're the Five. Unless you're talking to some people, in which case we're the Five Wizards. And I think, did you guys tell them something when you went to the book? This is a fun player quiz, because I think you guys called yourselves the Five Ghostbusters.
Definitely did. I would say it. We were definitely the 5 Ghostbusters or Ghost Hunters. One of those two.
Yeah, sure.
Who are you
And,
gonna call?
as you share all this, Maverick goes, "That's actually a pretty clever branding."
Ah, thank you.
Yeah, Demos
Why
is
did we
actually here now.
discuss
Demos is
this?
just here now. Demos is here.
Demos has shown up.
Demos is
Where were you?
teleporting.
How'd it go with the book? Escale's already drunk.
As one should be.
Almost.
Almost. You'll get there.
Maverick goes, "Well, with all of you here." Sorry,
The
go ahead.
book went fun. Forget how much I don't like the bitch part of the neighborhood.
Tell me about
Yeah, mood.
Yeah.
Real snobs.
Her to
They're not
blind. Her to
exactly-
blend in.
What would you like to drink, Demos? Demos?
We'll start with whiskey.
All right. You guys are whiskey bulls.
Yeah.
We'll work.
I will say, we are talking about some of these things later. I'm putting a pin in this conversation.
The book conversation or the drink conversation?
You can talk about drinks as much as you want. I'm talking about all of the above.
Maverick clears his throat and goes, "How much do you guys know about the quest Aslam's wanting to invite you guys to?"
Absolutely nothing.
I totally know.
Which is a red flag, by the way, for
about it.
no one but me.
No, it's a red flag.
Well, basically, you two were at the hospital. You saw the bodies, right? The deformed, misshapen
Oh.
bodies.
Those were red flags number 2 through 12.
12?
What?
Damn.
He goes, he
Is that the
laughs.
one with the cube guy?
The cube guy.
Wait, bodies at the hospital? What the fuck kind of...
Yeah, what happens?
The
We
shit?
like, I went to see a friend, and so did Caden, I think, right?
Yes, I was in that hospital for a while, so I wanted to just reconnect with some of the doctors there. And we
I've been
ran
doing it.
into...
Every week I bring donuts to
Well,
some of the healers there, and I hadn't in a while, so.
the gist is that some small village off the main road to the north had some cultic ritual go awry. And Aslam has had his major focus on dealing with cults in his recent years. Whatever happened is the cause for those bodies. And he follows it up with, though I believe Aslam's under the impression that whatever is there is not yet matured and should be easier to take care of.
Okay.
Killing a baby?
Maybe in a sense of the word. Are you okay with that?
I don't care.
Depends upon the baby.
A baby that is taking entire people's livelihoods away in a cruel fashion.
Cool. Quick question. Why? Yeah, why? Why us? Like, no, offense
Like
or
a
anything.
game master.
Yeah, it's just that when somebody is, forgive me for being suspicious.
No, you
When
should
somebody
be
is-
suspicious.
Like, lovely, then we're gonna get along much better from here on out, because I don't... This is Escale. Oh my gosh, are you okay?
No. You?
Okay, yeah, no, it's just that Aslam has taken kind of a special interest in this group, and that's like, ooh, that's weird though, right? 'Cause he has, like, resources and could, like, do things for sure. You just spent a platinum on a tea, and we're supposed to believe that,
Good tea.
Hey, you weren't there
He-
for that.
Yeah, you weren't actually there for that.
okay, then... Okay, then, already 2 other Titans have, like, just sort of popped into our lives to check up on not us, just Aslam. So I'm kind of wondering, you know, why, for any above board reason, Aslam would want, no offense to anyone here, 5 total nobodies to just, like, do some stuff
he
that he
pauses
could
for a
probably
moment.
knock out in, what, an afternoon?
He goes, well, I have good news for you. It is not because you're expendable.
I wasn't gonna say it. I was
He goes,
eventually gonna say it.
since I'm on this quest, that's what tells me that.
You trust
the
that
only
you're not
one-
expendable.
No, I
Am I
trust
the
that
only one who's made more nervous by that?
It's the opposite. I trust that He paused for a moment. He goes, Aslam's aware that I would die on a quest he put me on. It's unlikely if that needs to occur, I'd be the one placed with that burden. Or himself. Not you guys.
Oh, wait,
I'm
like,
sorry, what?
imminent death? Like, hold up here.
No,
You have a
I
problem
wasn't
with
sure
dead
if
people?
nobody died while we went on,
I don't
That
have
would
a
be kind
problem
of
with
weird.
that. But if I can just gently kiss death instead of embrace, I'm gonna do that.
I have a
Yeah,
problem
we
with
already
that.
had kind of a death
Why
encounter,
would
and
a
that
10 out of
wasn't
10
fun at
experience?
all.
Oh,
he
I'll
goes,
take your word for it.
he sort of paused for a moment and just is like, well, yeah, I was once an assassin. It's part of the job, part of the gig.
Well, I know
Dying?
that.
Well, the risk of dying, yeah.
I know that, but again, if I could
Besides,
gently
it's sort of what
caress-
adventurers are expected to do as well, unfortunately. Adventurers are often expected to die or make other people die.
I prefer the latter.
Yeah, that one's better. Okay, so you just defended the idea that, okay, so let's say we're not expendable, that's not why. Okay, then why? Because, one, I don't think, don't worry, I'll die is a particular, I don't think that's
I
as
have
strong of
no-
an argument
because-
as you think it is.
I have no intention of dying, but
I mean, I like you dying better than me dying. I'm gonna tell you that straight up right now.
Well, I would prefer if nobody died for anybody. So that would be
Well-
great.
I would also prefer that nobody died.
If I had a
agree.
choice, no offense, you're dying. Like,
No, I have none taken. That is very fair. We just met. But he continues on, he just says, whatever reason Aslam has for getting involved with all of you, I assure you it is not. More than likely it's not to harm you. Unless you guys are evil. Or bad. Which I don't gather you are.
life can take a weird turn sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly can.
Okay, but there's a difference between his purpose is not to harm us and his purposes won't get us harmed on the way. You get that, right?
I mean,
My
we
best
kinda-
guess is that he's taken an interest in you in a sort of mentor role. He
what
sometimes
I
does
was-
this. He sometimes finds new adventuring parties and helps them grow a bit.
Why?
It's good for the business. It's good to have more heroes around you can trust.
I mean, we gotta think about it like this, Summer. If you can get a good mentor, if a good mentor can pick up a decent adventuring party, when that decent adventuring party becomes a bigger adventuring party, they kinda know what to do. But if they're left just out in the open, as you know this, I'm sure, the world kinda sucks ass. And moles kinda get skewed.
Nobody as powerful as Aslam does anything for free.
Say
This is
free,
almost
free. This definitely has some hidden meaning to it. I just don't know what.
this is almost worse than being expendable. Okay, this is talking about wanting to mold people from when they're malleable. That
Sorry, different music.
Yeah.
he doesn't need more adventurers he can trust. He doesn't.
He was almost damn near assassinated. So like,
And we have
yeah, we can dive into that without no offense. It's his right hand man.
yeah. What do you do, by the way?
He paused for a moment and goes,
What
I
do
guess
you do?"
introductions are in order. I'm Maverick. I used to do administration work for the city. Then I became an assassin. Then I was tasked to kill Aslam. Failed to do so. Then Aslam
Smooth.
helped me become a licensed adventurer and has hired me for many a job since. I guess you could consider me a right-hand man, but more like employee of the month.
Real quick, let's address, what kind of administrative work did you do?
Mostly sort of boring paperwork in terms of businesses and the like. I'm familiar
What
with
was
the
your
Rosapine
title?
Eatery, actually.
So-
Like accountant.
Why
You were
the
an accountant.
drastic switch?
Yes, that's
Why the switch?
Like accountant for like this thing.
Assassination pays better, and I'm actually more skilled.
You are he's entirely factual about this.
If I had to stare at numbers all day, I would kill someone too.
hey,
No,
excuse
guys,
me.
you don't understand. He's an accountant.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like,
That's what we just said.
anyways,
No,
I feel like we were all just on that exact same page.
no, we're not on the same page.
He's an accountant. He was. Now he's has an
What
impressive
happened?
resume.
There's still something that needs to provoke that switch.
Yeah, did you like
There's other jobs.
Wait, what's the switch?
Was
You
there a
went from
motive?
accountant to assassin. Did you
Hey.
kill your boss?
There was a noble who didn't like another noble and was complaining to me about it, and I just offered to kill him for him. Pretty simple, actually.
That's
You
kinda
don't-
dark.
That is something.
Was this noble a not
Good
great
boss?
person? Like, what?
I didn't really care about such things at the time.
So wait,
So you were just annoyed that he was complaining to you and decided, you want him dead?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, goodness.
Summer like turns full body away from Maverick at this and stares at Caden and is like, yeah, this is a really, really wholesome little setup going here.
so wait, Maverick.
Yes.
Who hired you to kill Aslam?
He actually laughs, which is weird because he's a very like monotone guy. So when he does chuckle,
Can
it's
I
sort of
guess?
stated. Go for it.
Was it him?
Yes, it was. Aslam hired me to try to kill him.
This is the kind of game I don't want to play. Okay? This is what
You
I'm
know he
saying.
hired you at the time, or did it come to fruition later?
Well, funnily enough, after the fact, he said, when I failed,
Did you
Go.
get close?
I'd like to think I did. Not as close
Did
as
you
I
get
could
close?
get now.
How did you do it? Pulls out notebook.
You
Well,
exchange notes for something maybe in the future?
Aslam's
Ames
resistant.
already got his notebook out.
Aslam's resistant to most poisons and the like, so that's ineffective.
Notes.
But
Wait, he's actually telling us these things?
yeah,
Oh,
Noted.
okay.
he says, so I opted at the time for a ranged approach. In recent time, he's countered that, but I've also got my own tactics. I think I could kill him.
No, tell
now
me
if I
more
tried.
about that.
We're talking find a roof that matches a window of where he's staying.
No,
with
no, no,
a-
no, no.
with
Sorry,
an arrow.
I know how to set up a sniper shot. What?
Wait,
He's found a way to counter a ranged attack?
Yeah, because if he's awake, then yeah, he's gonna counter it because he's a monk.
Didn't he
and that's what
catch
they
a
do.
cannonball or something?
Yes.
Yeah, if he's asleep, he's a bit more vulnerable. But my point being, if he woke up and didn't die from the initial shot, he does have those ranged punches he can do now,
Maverick.
which you saw during the battle where he was almost assassinated.
Yeah, Summer is still trying to figure out what happened in terms of this shot that was taken from the rooftop.
Yeah,
Whether
yeah.
it actually because like it was a weird shot to miss. We kind of established that the miss was
when Aslam
was weird.
was almost assassinated. Yeah.
And Aslam was like weirdly non-forthcoming with those details, and so
He does
If he,
seem
like-
to imply that his weapon of choice is a bow and arrow. He has one on his person.
right, but Aslam doesn't have like I don't know, a personal shield or something that would mean that Aslam really was hit with that bullet, or
No.
like
Yeah, it was actually more of a silly reason. My attempt didn't succeed. He went to bed, covered himself with blankets and full armor. Knowing I'd come. It was actually a very simple yet effective maneuver.
Did you know Aslam was the one who hired you to kill Aslam?
I did
Like, how
not.
was that?
I did not know that.
Okay.
However, after the fact, he did inform me that the job was still there. And that if I ever felt I needed to, I would be tasked with killing him. Which is a bit dark, perhaps, but accountability more than likely.
Tis such the life.
Huh?
I said, tis such the life.
Yeah, indeed. He's a powerful figure.
So, he hired an accountant turned assassin to be the one to help him with accountability? Is that what you're telling me?
That is actually precisely it, yeah. But also, I'm very skilled at what I do. And this isn't me showing off, it's more of a resume thing. I just have killed a lot of people. But nowadays, ever since Aslam brought me on his adventure, it's more killing monsters and devils and saving people than killing people, actually.
Tell me, hypothetically,
Yeah.
what would you do if you found out someone killed someone for something, and you found that out, what would you do to that person who killed the other person? In, like, cold blood, family type shit.
If I had evidence, I'd turn them into the authorities. Elsewise, I'd probably sneak in and kill them while they were asleep.
Yo,
Yeah.
Demos.
There are too
Yep.
there are too many
know-
murderers in the world to let any get by.
Demos, come
I agree.
here.
I got
Demos.
What? Wait, don't say it.
That sounds like
Yeah,
what we
I just,
were
like, put my
thinking
hand-
about.
I just put like my hand on like his
Yeah,
jaw.
dude.
Can
And,
I
like,
try
pull
to
it
listen in?
Like,
I mean, you guys are
passive
at the bar. It's a
perception,
pretty loud
passive
place.
insight, like I'm next to Escale.
Yeah, no, S-Scale is not being stealthy. I don't think
Okay.
saying this, right? 'Cause
It was
you're
a
drunk.
Okay, in that case,
Yeah.
Summer says, "Hey, Eskil, maybe we talk about it later."
Okay.
But Maverick sort of continues and says, "Listen, adventurers, I actually don't like them that much. Most of them just do good because it pays. And
Well-
I'm one of those people, mind you. I am also one of those people. But they're called heroes, and really what they are is just for hire mercenaries or elsewise. And most adventuring parties
According to the Odengrad post, there's a hierarchy of people. Third down is a hero. A hero is any man who does his job.
And he continues and says, most adventuring
guys.
parties these days
I
prioritize the
think
pay.
Josh is
Wait
having
for-
trouble
Oh,
hearing.
Yeah, we should wait.
oh, okay. Sorry.
While that's happening, I'm gonna
Godspeed.
fucking deal with my dog.
That
I
is
don't
fair.
recommend that.
Hard lag.
I made Ponyo milk, and it's very good.
Ponyo milk?
Mm-hmm.
That does sound pretty neat.
It's milk with honey and cinnamon, and then I put a little bit of cayenne pepper in it because it tastes good.
Hello.
Hello. Are things better now?
Things better?
So far.
So
Yes.
far. I mean, Discord sometimes is funky. We will be going on our little mid-session break here in a moment. I almost just to the idea of doing that if you were continuing to have issues, but yeah, no,
Is
Maverick is
Tegan
just
back?
Tegan's back.
Tegan's back.
Okay.
He was mostly going on about how most adventuring parties are more in it for the pay and the reward than actually helping people these days. And he doesn't like that. He actually doesn't like adventurers because of that. But
Weren't you an
with
assassin
the
for hire?
caveat that that's what he does. And he goes, yeah, I mean, I do that, but I don't really see myself as a hero, mind you. I see myself as
Well, that's you, but I'm built different.
No, he's saying
You're a-
people identify
you're a
as
goat
heroes
stupid.
and adventurers when really they're just mercenaries, and he is like, whatever. He's like,
I mean,
I'm
I know
a
what I
actual-"
am.
Yeah, exactly. He continues and says, but that's actually why I don't mind working for Aslam that much. He's an actual hero. I don't know if you know this, but he so I'm just too light music. He goes, I don't know if you know this, but in his career as an adventurer, he never took the reward money. Never once.
Bad move. Like,
I agree, it's a really dumb business move. But because of that idiocy, I actually trust him and respect him.
Why would he take the money when he can trade in lives?
He shrugs his shoulders. He goes, I just don't think Aslam ever wanted anything in return for the good he did. He has some weird sense of duty.
Can I? Does this guy believe what he's saying?
Yeah, he does.
brainwashed.
He goes,
Like,
don't get...
firmly believe what he's like. Yeah, like that's. I mean, not to be like dramatic, but like that's weird. That's creepy. Like that kind of loyalty to Summer is.
Backland?
Not so much that as He just said he's a suspicious person.
He said
Okay,
you guys
this is a
should be
character.
suspicious. Yeah.
Maverick, you just said you value being suspicious, and now you're telling us that you went from an accountant to a hired gun to someone who genuinely believes they're doing good for someone who's doing good. Excuse me if that doesn't come right back to this fear that he's trying to mold us. That again, if Aslam, okay. Aslam is the most powerful person on this continent. If he doesn't take reward money, then he has different types of power, and it's power over.
I mean,
everyone and people like us. This is.
that would be true now, but he didn't take reward money when he was just starting out. Is what I'm saying. His whole
No.
career.
What I'm saying is that if he didn't take reward money, he had to build that power up somehow. I'm saying that regardless of whether or not he takes money, he still reaps the benefits and he still gets power from what he does, and he's still a manipulative, very powerful person who should not need level 5 people to do anything.
Level 5.
He begins to think about it, and he doesn't, his look is not that of defense. It's like, no, you're probably right. And you hear the door swing open and somebody yell, Maverick! And he turns and you see this figure with like a scruffy beard and long brown hair.
I mean, down to Maverick. Do you know him?
He goes, I actually do. And
Is this
he
gonna be
goes,
a good encounter or a bad
Summer
encounter?
just like does the thing where she just flicks open like her holster. Like
he
she just gets ready.
he sort of does like a howl, like he's already drunk, and he does a howl, and he goes, and Maverick goes, Dolmek, like, could you be a bit quieter, please? And Dolmek sort of nods, and Maverick goes, don't tell me you're hired for this job too. And Dolmek goes, I don't know anything about a job. He goes, but I do know Aslam's in town, and I'm gonna give him a piece of my mind. And
Hold the
Maverick,
phone.
Get in line. Who are you?
Dolmek, have a drink.
Dolmek takes what's left of your whiskey and just takes it. Just
Where is
downs
he
it.
at?
Oh, he comes up to the bar.
No, Dolmek.
What is he?
I'm asking Dolmek where Aslam's at.
I thought he was gonna be here. I assume he's on his way. And Maverick just goes, I don't know if you're one to be in a mental battle with Aslam, Dolmek. And Dolmek just sort of goes, hey, shut your mouth, Mr. Business Guy. And
Do we know this person? Who is this person?
Maverick just sort of looks at it and goes, this is Dolmek. If I'm the employee of the month, he's Aslam's favorite dog. And Dolmek seems to take offense to that and goes to grab
Hey,
a weapon.
when he took a swig from Demos's glass, right?
Yeah.
If he puts that back on the bar and he's like drunk and as he's trying to grab stuff, I want to try to take it.
What, his weapon?
No, his glass. I've already
sure.
done this once with
Yeah,
Bourbon's bottle. It gives you an advantage. I'll like pay for it.
Yeah.
And if I can, because we know that like the owner of the bar is some sort of like crime person, right?
Yeah.
If the bartender is watching, instead of trying to hide it from him, I want to make eye contact with a sort of like promise of like, I will get you back for that. Like, I will,
Pay you back.
I want to try to take his spit cup.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. That's easily done. The bar
Okay.
does not care at all. Yeah.
As he reaches for the weapon, I'm assuming I'm still next to him because
Yeah,
I handed
exactly.
like. Demos is gonna like try to like put his hand on like his forearm elbow area, and like look at him and go. Just make like an intimidation like look of like, oh no.
Make an intimidation check.
I don't need character intimidation. Also, Josh asked, what does he look like?
Yeah, he's got sort of a scruffy beard, like almost looks like he's tried to shave.
Natural 20 plus 3.
Like he's tried to shave, but unevenly, right? Sort of uneven. He's got long brown hair. He's got these wild-looking eyes, His canines are a bit bigger. He's wearing mostly leather armor, but you notice he has a holy, some sort of like paladin symbol around his neck.
I got a natural 20 plus 3.
What race is he?
He appears human.
Okay.
But you grab his arm and do that, and you see he's intimidated, but almost less from a strictly you perspective, but more your moment of really intimidating him maybe brought him to his sense a little bit, and he goes, I just need to talk to him, okay? And Maverick goes, well, he'll be here soon. And he goes, until then, Dolmek, how about I help you come up with some better comebacks? And Dolmek sort of nods.
I would love to hear what you're going to talk to him about, actually. I'm Summer. Hi.
Nice to meet you, Summer. I'm Dolmek. I'm a paladin to the god of balance.
See, that was so easy and quick, the introduction. I love the straightforwardness. I'm a fighter.
Nice. I'm also, well, I thought, best friend of, Aslam, but maybe not.
Best friend, huh?
Yeah, he goes, I mean, yeah. Gone on all sorts of quests together.
Cool. Hey, just quickly, in your opinion, what's like a good non-underhanded reason that he would like want a bunch of 5 nobodies to do a job he could easily do himself?
He thinks for a moment, scratches his chin a moment longer, and goes, I don't know, he likes you?
I don't buy that.
Maverick's implications of this guy's intelligence seem to ring true in your mind at this moment. You tried to think of something and was like, I don't know. Likes him.
Hey, Matt, while this is going on, by the way, Caden this whole time has been, sitting back and listening mostly.
Yeah.
And he wants to look around the room for anybody who's particularly paying attention to them, besides the fact that we have Maverick here, and now Dolmek just walked in and made a scene.
Make a perception check.
He's also looking for any symbols related to causes or people, if somebody has a symbol for their group, things like that. Perception?
Yeah.
Cool. 21.
That'll be enough. As you look around the room, people are kind of looking, and some are whispering to each other, and you pick up little bits of oh, that's Dolmek. He's very powerful. It's isn't he a werewolf? You do pick that up. Somebody asking that. And as you look out the front window, everyone else so focused on Dolmek coming in, but you notice that Aslam looks to be talking to somebody outside the tavern.
I immediately get up and walk towards Aslam. Immediate.
Are you wanting to just listen into whatever he's talking to this person about, or?
No, I want to walk out there.
Okay, you get up in this chaos, you walk out there, and as you walk out, this hooded figure whose back is turned to you, but Aslam is facing you, sort of turns to you, and you see what looks to be a sort of darker skin, makeup around the eyes, a gold sort of ring on top of this small halfling's head, turn to face you coming out, but doesn't pay you much mind. It just turns back to Aslam, and you hear her say, we're just asking if you have any signs of him. And Aslam goes, I'm genuinely sorry to say I don't know, but I will look into it. That is concerning. And this is the first time you, Caden, have seen Aslam. I mean, he's told you stories about his life where he looked a bit concerned, but this is intrigue. The first time you've seen a look on Aslam's face of genuine... No, that's not true. The first time you saw a look on his face of I don't know was in relation to the Navigators of Time, the details he didn't know. But this is another instance of that, of him just not knowing.
Caden goes and kind of gives Aslam a single eyebrow raised, arms crossed, disappointed look, and goes, "You better watch out. They're all after you in there. Sorry to budge in on your conversation, ma'am, and I'm..."
She turns and goes,
Didn't you say something about Caden's, maybe fandoms?
Oh, yes, I'm waiting for Matt. Matt knows that Caden is a big fan of a certain someone, and I'm waiting for Matt to acknowledge that Caden will probably recognize this person.
it is sunset right now, and so she's a bit hard to see.
Got it.
But she sort of, without looking at you, says, "Sorry to take up the time." And sort of looks over at Aslam again and sort of just says,
Might I inquire
she looks
your
over
name,
at you
madam?
and says, "We do need the help." And Aslam nods very seriously, and she kind of goes off and seems to almost like disappear, like teleport away.
Does she not tell me her name?
Nah, she does not. She had enough
No.
time to, but seemed to choose not to. And Aslam just goes, "I can't tell you that, not for my sake, but because they wouldn't want anyone to know."
What? Her name?
Yeah.
That makes me so suspicious. You know that, right? Like, everybody already... If you had heard what was going down...
What I can tell you as he walks you into the door to walk into the tavern, he goes, is that she was asking if I had seen somebody. So I'll be keeping an eye out for him if you come with me on my travels.
Oh, goody.
As he walks in, the tavern all sorts of looks at him and they begin to mumble to themselves. Dolmek immediately turns to him and walks up to him and yells, "Aslam!" And Aslam looks over at him and goes, "Dolmek, calm down." And Dolmek goes, "I'm not gonna calm down. Those bastards who work for the king." And he just sort of starts to yell. It almost seems like gibberish, but he's like, "Those bastards who work for the king, they aren't listening to you. They aren't believing what you're saying, yada yada." And he's like, we should just run up there and take the throne for ourselves. And Aslam says very loudly, like, "We don't do that."
What?
And Dolmek sort of goes, "Fine." And he storms out of the tavern. And everyone sort of is like, whoa, this was a public fight between what you gather is like maybe the most loyal person to Aslam and Aslam. Like a fight.
Can I insight check this whole fight?
Sure, go ahead.
I use my ongoing keen mind to memorize all that gibberish I couldn't understand, so I can try to understand it later.
It seemed like angry, like not finding the words, sort of thing.
Angry, drunken stumble.
Yeah, exactly.
As all this is happening,
Yeah, go ahead.
Demon's
Dennis.
gonna lean over to Summer and go, "Question for you.
Yeah.
What are we... two questions, I guess. What are we tracking on exits to this place? 2, I have an idea for later. I may need someone more sober than the Walking Dead over there.
Tell me more about it later.
Well, that was the
No,
plan.
Not near last.
Aslam walks over to you guys at the bar and says,
By the way, Matt, I got an 18.
18? Insight?
Mhm.
One of those was an exits question, too.
Yes.
Oh yeah? What are the exits? There are windows on each side.
Oh, I remember from you. I just wanted to establish that point of
Cool.
you tracking.
Yeah, that everything that each other has seen, we have shared that information. Yeah.
Sure. He walks up and says, "Hello. It's been a long day."
18?
And he goes, "I have some bad
Okay.
news." I worry that this quest might actually be too dangerous to bring you all with. I just saw the bodies and things are dire. I'll give you the information I told you I'd give you without need of you to go on the quest, if that is what you would like. If you still wish to go, I will not deny you that, but things are more dangerous than I initially thought.
On a scale of 1 to 20, hypothetically,
Rate this challenge for
how
us.
would you rate this weak baby thing?
My concern is that, though you are correct, it is not yet matured. The power it's throwing around is high. I'd say,
How are you?
if we're going from 1 to 20, I'd say, probably like a 12, 15.
How would you rate yourself?
I mean, I'm a 20. As is
Oh, we
Maverick.
should be fine with you. Shit.
I
I
appreciate
mean, you're
that
joining
compliment.
anyway.
If you'd
I
like,
just-
I already have a private room upstairs reserved. I can share you the information I recently received, and you guys can decide for yourselves after that fact.
Would Maverick be... I got the sense he would, but would he be joining?
He kind of looks over at Maverick and goes, it's up to all of you. I trust Maverick with my life, but
We
you
got
guys
that
might
sense.
not.
I don't even trust you.
Well, you don't have to. I'm just going to give you more information I have on the Navigators of Time and other things that might be of interest to you.
Hey Matt,
Yeah,
did we see where Dolmek like slipped off to?
he just ran off into the streets and turned right towards more center of the city.
You also didn't tell me what that insight check got me.
Oh, just that it seemed a pretty genuine argument.
This argument doesn't feel.
It doesn't feel rehearsed or
Staged.
staged or anything now. You didn't get that
Okay.
impression.
Did he run or did he storm off?
He stormed off, yeah. Aslam goes, or Maverick sort of goes, I can sit out the conversation if that would make everyone more comfortable. Just update me on what I need to know later, Aslam. And Maverick then goes, I take it we don't have to worry about him, referring to Dolmek, and Aslam goes, no. And Maverick goes, I didn't think so. He's pretty well loyal to whatever you tell him to do, so. And Aslam goes, would you like to, you five, join me upstairs?
Can I get a drink to go?
Of course, Eskill.
Loving the violinist,
You-
must say.
What was that? What was that?
I think he was talking about the music.
Ah, yeah.
Well, I said I'm
Yeah.
the violinist.
Yeah, yeah.
Summer asks which room and goes first.
Yeah, you're able to go first.
You gonna
I try to make sure that there's no like traps, listening devices.
Make a investigation check.
Caden follows Summer, leaves the coffee untouched on the counter. He has not been drinking it.
Okay, to check out the room, I rolled a natural 20.
It's,
Plus 3 is 23.
it's a regular ass room. Regular room. Nothing really fishy about it. It's one of the nicer
I hate
rooms,
it when nat 20s do that.
but-
All right.
Nothing too
Dino's
suspicious.
gonna walk over to the violinist, who's probably playing, because that's where the music's coming from.
Yep. I am gonna switch it.
And
And interrupt them.
well, it sounds like the music changed pace,
Yeah.
and he's not gonna interrupt him. If there's like a hat or something,
Yeah.
or another,
Mhm.
he is going to place and single gold,
Nice.
because it was a very nice, violinist performance, and
True,
and
true.
as a violin player himself, he can appreciate that.
I'm glad you guys like the track. It's a new track I recently added. Mostly for any time old campaign characters show up in a serious, ominous way. But nonetheless, yeah.
I
Sorry.
would like to.
So
So-
anybody who like may see it, I just want to point out, I attuned to the gauntlets of ogre power while I was sitting there,
Yeah, for a short rest.
and so, yeah, and so the thing I messaged you about, which I'm going with,
Yeah, go for it.
is like on the left hand where I normally hold the crystal, is like all through the chinks of the armor. You can see like this liquefied crystal just like slowly moving around through it.
Ooh, like
Cool.
the crystal that's normally on your hand is going through it. That's pretty rad.
Yes,
Yeah.
just wanted to put that out there before I forgot.
Deimos is also, once he gives the violinist the gold,
Yeah.
gonna wink at them and then help Eskel up the stairs.
Plan.
I would
I'm
like
right
to.
now.
spilled my drink. No.
By help, he means like halfway carry, 3/4 of the way carry to fully carry.
Yeah.
I like to imagine Demos will sometimes pick Escale up by like the scruff of the neck.
As Aslam. Yes. Yeah. No, that's.
I,
Good.
I would like to leave Rupert by an open window where he can keep an eye on the room and the tavern, but
Sure.
if he needs to get outside quickly, he can.
As you do that, Maverick sort of just mumbles to himself, going, "Aslam, what are you up to?" And as you guys go up, Aslam comes up and says, "Is the room clear, Summer?"
As far as I can tell, I do have one more question though, Matt.
Go for it.
Is there a window in this room?
There is.
Anywhere along the city line, along the horizon, that would be a good position to take a shot into this room?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's
Appar-
happened before. Okay. Does she see any? I mean, like any indication? I know it's dusk, so
Yeah.
she can't really see
make
it.
make a just general perception check looking out the window.
But okay. Okay. Wow. That one was a natural 19. I am on a roll. I think her perception is like +3 or plus. What's my proficiency bonus? It's +3. So 22.
22. You notice the occasional.
Dude, you're gonna
movement.
roll great tonight, and then tomorrow you're gonna get.
I know.
You notice the occasional movement on roofs. So these seem to be people at the end of a workday moving some stuff that can be left on a roof up to the roof. Maybe doing
Okay.
some cleaning. Nothing suspicious.
Summer is gonna position herself so that she is sitting at the window, but so that Caden's hat is blocking most of the view of her
Most the
face.
view of her face, yeah. As you walk in, Aslam walks in and he pulls out a sort of a half circle spherical device with another device like jammed into it. And he sets it on the
Neat.
table and flicks a switch, and you see a magical aura come out and goes, "Well, you should be safe from scrying and the such." And he turns to you all and goes, "Well, the information I learned first. In terms of the
Matt.
navigators..." Yeah, go ahead, Demos.
Before we jump in to Aslam explaining,
Yeah.
when Demos enters the room, he sees Summer kind of clocking the window
Yeah.
itself. Summer, are you in front of the window? Or are you positioned to like the left of it so you can see out of it?
It's more okay. I guess this is something that Demos would catch. She wants to sort of hide her face. She wants anyone who's taking a shot through this window to have a really big chance of hitting her.
Oh, Demos is just gonna walk up and stand in front of the window and block the whole fucking thing.
Do I pick up on what's going on?
Make a intelligence check or a wisdom check.
Oh,
Wisdom
Like,
check.
If
Demos
possible.
sees it, tracks it, and is just gonna put his like.
With disadvantage, Eskiel, because you're drunk. Wisdom check.
I assumed, which is
Yeah.
sad because I lost the nat 20.
Oh.
So I got a 10.
You don't gather as much the tactical maneuvers of
I mean,
Most
like, are they
of
trying to
them.
the window. Do I gather that?
That much you
or...
can gather, yeah.
Emos fully steps in front of the window with as uncomfortable as he is, putting his back to the shit.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna cast Minor Illusion once every 9 turns on the window and just block the window sight.
Ooh, okay.
I'm just gonna
Can
make
I
it
like?
a wood wall.
Summer starts to protest with Demos, sees what Escale has done, puts her head in her hands, and is like, "Okay, the window is covered."
And
Still gonna stand in front of the window.
but yeah, go ahead, Lest.
Can I watch how Aslam is react? Like, I think Les is very like duckling to like duck type of Aslam.
Sure.
So I think he's like definitely watching how Aslam is reacting to all of this.
He's accepting it as it comes. He respects. It's very visible, like his facial expression is giving that he respects that they're being this cautious. He goes, "It's amazing to see that you all have become as unified. I'm often reminded of my own early days when I see how quickly adventures just starting off grow. It's quite an amazing sight. Apologies, I'm a sentimental old man. But nonetheless, the information that I'm sure you all are more wanting to hear.
Yeah.
I recently discovered where I believe to be the location of the Navigators of Time's base, or at least the general vicinity. It is, as I suspected, in the nation of Krem, in the northwesternmost part near the mountains. There used to be a village there that no longer is there. I suspect this is where they have set up shop, in a ghost town, as it were, in a tundra ghost town.
Is this near the caravan route of question? At all?
Which one?
Sorry, this is out of character to Matt.
Yeah, no worries.
Would that, I forget where
Oh, yeah.
Krem is in relation to that caravan route that...
No, it would not be along the town. He goes, the town's old name
Okay.
is, well, that's the funny thing, its name has been lost to time. There were a lot of old villages that faded out pretty quickly, due to their attempts to commune with fiends and the like to survive. I just know they have set up shop there due to, well, I implored the help of some friends of mine who are much better at this sort of scrying thing than I am.
Are said friends still living?
They are.
Noted.
And he kind of looks at you. That's the first thing. And that's really the primary thing. Other than that, I can give you some details about the quest. I wish to invite you all on for the sake of the experience and the like. And
you say
yeah, go ahead.
invite. You never answered the question of will you be joining?
Of course. It'd be me, Maverick, and you 5.
Noted.
Now, I would like to note some benefits of coming along, because I want to be transparent. First of all, you guys would
It's
get a
like this
majority.
window.
You would get a majority of the reward money for handling this.
Which is the amount?
A couple thousand gold pieces. And it's a pretty recent quest. It's actually not been put on any boards yet, per my request, because I wish to take it. In terms of potential benefits, I believe that whatever is causing these problems in this village may share a tangential relationship And he looks over at you, Caden. To other well-known diseases that have infected villages across this continent. I myself am not very medically skilled. Maverick has dabbled in it. That lady I was talking to just outside apparently helped heal the people in the hospital. So they are recovering. Those who could be saved.
Aiden's gonna speak up in Aslam's mind.
Sure.
And just say, if there's anything you want to share with me, best do it now.
He just says in your head, I don't know what to share, just that there might be helpful information on this quest. And that, if you'd like, I can keep an eye out, but I don't quite have a medical eye.
What makes you think, he's saying this in his head, what makes you think the diseases are connected?
They both involve the Dark Continent.
Oh, goody goody.
He begins to speak actually, and he goes, like, out loud, he goes, I suspect it would be a valuable experience for all of you, and you'd have my word that we would keep you as safe as we can. But unfortunately, as I had said, with the increase in danger, I can't promise it. Just that we try our best.
But we haven't established that, have we?
I think we have. I think we did one of our. I mean, it was a joke at first, and then we started using it for utility.
In this campaign?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, okay. Yeah, sure.
Tongue clicks?
A non-verbal signal to basically the tongue click seeming like normal like thinking noises, but it's a signal to Caden to
the chat in the brain.
Yeah.
Okay, I tongue click at the fucking zoom in on Summer. What's up?
Funny though, because the tongue click's audible.
Yeah, but it could be like lots of like lots of people like do like a little click, like just thinking. Right?
The reason we came up with this originally is because we needed a way to communicate silently while invisible.
Right, but it also works for if other people are present, right? Like it's a yeah. We were heading to Remarut.
Yes.
Do you think that this? Do you think you actually need to go here? Do you think this would actually help?
I'll get back to you. I'm deciding.
And to help refresh you, Escale, your patron had mentioned to you the session before that he wanted you to tag along for this mission so he could keep an eye on Aslam a little bit. He wanted to see what was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Emo leaning against the fake wall. Piece.
Yeah.
Goes, well, if the coin's good, which sounds like it is, with you and Top Gun, I mean Maverick, their chance of death goes down a little bit, goes up a little. Nope, goes down a little bit. I mean, if no one else here has any concern, reason not to go, I'm game.
You'd be able to back out any way along the way, because we'd be traveling not via teleportation. So you'd be able to back out whenever you'd like.
Yeah, hi. I've expressed several reasons not to go. I've kind of made that out there, but
Feels like it was so long ago.
yeah, but I actually have another quick question. Because I don't think the question is whether we're less likely to die. I think the question is coming back. I'm just doing a quick head count. We don't have a healer? One. But apparently you know some. I mean, you're asking us to trust that you, in all sincerity, just want to take us on a field trip for our benefit. In a situation where if we were going alone, we would absolutely all die, right?
Certainly. As would be the case if you went to Remeru right now, I suspect.
So can you... No, that's not the question. The question isn't can you, will you? If somebody falls, will you help us bring them back?
My word. I would.
Is he telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
Yeah, Demos will definitely be doing the same.
Make an insight check too, Demus.
Unless it's
Oh, nice.
Because people can do that here.
Fair enough.
17.
He appears to be
The only one who can do it.
9.
Yeah, no, he appears to be telling the truth.
Damn, that's a high-ass fucking insight. Holy shit.
Caden is gonna lean back in the chair. I'm sure he's sitting in where he's been scribbling in notes, and is going to say, I'll be honest, I'm for doing this. I don't know if it's an opportunity, but also it's a good way for me to learn about things, and I can't look away from people in need that I feel I could help. But I have conditions, one of them being, he points at Aslam, you and I are going to have a conversation privately. It can be right now. And you're going to answer me with honest intent.
That
Well-
should be able to happen, so long as it's my information to give.
To be entirely fair, and just to speak up, I also have a condition. And it's that if we're going to all be risking our lives about a mysterious disease, we don't keep secrets from each other.
I can give you the full
Not just that
details of it.
Aslam doesn't keep secrets from us. I'm very interested in that. Love that. If this, let me say this, if this has connections to things that I think it has connections to, we're not just like in a little bit of danger, this is huge, right? I mean...
There's a reason I didn't commit the group. One, I can't make decisions for you, but
I can give you those details which you seek. He pulls out a piece of parchment.
Summer is distinctly not looking at Aslam.
Yeah.
Aslam does begin
I
to say...
am not worried about Aslam's secrets right now.
He does begin to go on, though. He says, the cultic activity up north was specifically to summon, or bring forth, an entity that is a member of the court of the Crimson King. The Crimson King being an old one. Old One representative of power and the idea to overcome something. They have tried to bring forth this entity, this member of the court, and it is not the first time this has happened. As such, I am aware of the general amount of time it takes for the brought forth, the awakened entity to mature to full capability. So we have time, enough time to travel on foot, which would be my preference.
Why?
Teleportation can be tracked.
Yeah, so can 7 people walking through woods.
Indeed. But you'd be surprised how inefficient old, magically powerful forces are at such things. They get overconfident in their magic and forget such things as looking for footprints.
Yeah, but they have good coin for people for that shit, as you would know.
I don't think these entities deal in coin.
Oh, fucking wonderful. Don't work for this. Got it.
Entities?
I'm talking about the other members of the court of the Crimson King. That'd be what we'd have to be concerned about. I'd like for us to get as much of a jump on this thing as possible. Thus, not teleporting over. That might release some energies this entity could sense.
How long ago did this incident happen?
About 3 days ago. It's about
You said there were 12 bodies in the hospital that were dead? By the count.
I believe a few of them were able to be brought back, but a majority of them were dead.
What kind of energies could this thing sense coming?
Good question.
Mostly high-level magic ones.
Oh, I'm fine. Fucking wonderful.
Oh, cool. Not like, influence from other planes or
It's hard to say,
other
but I'd say
influence.
it's not all that matured, so I am skeptical of its abilities to sense those sort of things.
Prominent animals, plants, or peoples in the area.
I mean, like, what Summer has a suspicion, right, that whatever disease Dr. Caden has influence from the Great Old Ones or the Edge of All Things. She has a similar suspicion about herself. She's trying to see if it could sense them coming, without revealing that she thinks either of those things, right? Like,
You gather from what he's saying that he's more confident in sensing transportation, like high-level spells, than any other planar stuff at the moment.
okay.
Because other planar influence is more of like a consistent thing, whereas high-level spells are like oh, that happened.
Okay, how contagious is this thing? Would we be in danger of getting infected?
Possibly. But I suspect most of the infected was due to the initial summoning of this thing. I don't know, I think it shouldn't have the capabilities to do what it did when it was first summoned yet. But if we let it mature, it would.
Do we know how that is transmitted?
I believe it is via sound.
Interesting.
I have a major interest in the cult surrounding the Crimson King. That is my primary interest.
Why?
Pause for a moment and goes, well, I believe the Crimson King is probably the greatest threat to us all. And so I intend to deal with it.
Usually people take people on field trips to zoos. Or like an aquarium, or a particularly fascinating geological cave.
As I have said, you are free to not come. Me and Maverick can try to handle it ourselves.
I look at Lest. What is Lest? What's Lest's vibe? Lest has said literally one thing.
Les is really thinking about what Dolmek was talking about. I think he's like really kind of interested in that, so he's not super paying attention.
Lest and Summer unintentionally are just ADD and ADHD personified.
Yeah.
But
I
he
am.
goes, you don't have to decide right now. I plan to leave tomorrow,
Windmur.
early in the morning.
Yep, that describes like a 7-hour block of time.
Dawn. We'll say like 6
It's
in the
okay. I
morning.
always know when dawn is and how far away it is
Yeah.
from dawn and sunset. It's great.
About 6 o'clock in the morning.
Cool.
Why do you have to leave so early?
Is to avoid any wandering eyes.
Cool. Okay. If we're
Summer
going-
looks at
Go
Kate, or sorry,
Go ahead.
Nope.
Demos, I think you were saying something. Maybe that's why Summer halted.
Dio, like, I think, as he looks around at everybody, if we're going, we will meet you outside at like 6 a.m.
Aslam nods and goes, however, I would need to be transparent with you all one more time.
Oh boy.
He pauses for a moment and, I'm just pulling up a different track. He goes, that condition being. He's kind of looking at y'all, and for a moment, he's like all serious business, but as he looks at you guys, there's a moment. You can't tell if this is him trying to show it, or just a genuine show. Of sort of a softness towards you five. And he pauses for a moment as if to clear that away. And he says, there's one condition. And that
You
is that if you come on this mission, you will obey every command me or Maverick tell you. So in other words, if we tell you to run, you would run. If I tell you to ignore cries for help, you would do so. And if either of us tell you to leave us, to save yourselves, you would have to do so. For your safety.
If we're being transparent here, yeah, that's probably what Dr. Caden is doing. For being transparent. If we're being transparent here, as you're, I think, trying to be, I don't think if we see the situation go south, all too many of us is gonna jump into this thing and try to, like, save you.
That's good.
No offense, not trying to, like, offend anyone here, but, like,
No offense taken. It's for the best.
at least
We-
I'm not gonna jump in and try to save you from this baby beast fiend thing.
Don't worry, I got you, buddy.
That is a word you can rely on right there.
Pat him on the back.
Yeah. Aslam on the back
Caden-
of him.
Aslam.
Yeah, that's good. He accepts it.
out loud to Caden directly. Can you agree to my condition?
I want to say yes, but not yet. But I don't think that's true. Before I agree to any of this, I need to clear some things up, if that's alright with all of you. And is going to do a fucking mind probe again with Aslam and be like, alright. Are you ready to answer my questions?
Anytime.
Would we
I'm
like
not
to do this-
comfortable with this.
Would you prefer if we were not staring silently at each other with you all there?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Lest. We'll start with the out loud questions first.
What if we're so worried about not having enough power, I guess? Couldn't we just ask Dolmek to come with us? He said he was extremely loyal.
I would. But there's certain business I need him to attend to in the city. And it is not my business to share, unfortunately. I do have many who are loyal to me. Many I could call on. But as many as I have of those, there are an infinite number of problems I need them to help with. The world doesn't halt for one quest. Things are
That
happening
makes
all
sense.
around the world.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah,
While other people are asking questions, because Summer's pretty much said her piece.
yeah.
She's gonna do something she hasn't done before. And she's gonna do it out in the open. I'm gonna take out a note. I haven't done it yet because I've been respecting Caden's privacy. All this time I have been trying to decode his journal in my own head. Right? And I'm running up on I'm beating a month clock. She takes out a notebook, she starts writing it all down. Character for character, word for word, everything.
Sure.
If there was an ink stain on the page, she replicates it.
You start going to town.
That's gonna take a bit.
I know,
But you're just going through the process, yeah.
but it's there, and she's gonna try to be decoding it while she goes, but like, that's not important. The important thing is getting it down. And it's the fact that even if she can't decode it, she now knows people who definitely can. And everything about this stinks of something.
Aslam turns to you, turns to all of you and says, now, are there any more... If there are no more questions, help yourself to the bar downstairs, or I have reserved rooms here for all of you. I myself will not be staying here, but Maverick will. So make yourselves comfortable. In terms of healing, I do intend to bring healing potions for all of us.
Bring sleeping draughts too. Trust me.
If sleep's a problem, I also happen to have potions that make it to where you don't have to sleep for a long rest.
No, the sleeping ones.
No, tell me more about those.
Oh dear.
Sorry, I missed a bit of that. My mom came in asking about dinner.
I said no, bring the sleeping ones, and then
For sure, for sure.
Kate.
And Caden said, no, tell me about those potions. Maybe later.
Later.
Eskel's on the floor.
Got it.
Aslam bends down next to you and pats you on the back and says, I'll be there for you, buddy.
Thank you.
Aslam sort of does his like cat laugh and goes, well, either way, I should probably get going, but if any of you have any more
no.
questions, yes.
Oh,
If
shit.
anybody else, go ahead. But this might be a little awkward.
Demos would lean down to Summer because she's sitting and he's standing. I think you're sitting, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So about that thing.
Oh, the sneaking off to do something thing.
I would really love to help you with whatever it is you're gonna ask me to do, and I want to hear you out. I also can't stress enough how uncomfortable I am with Caden. Yeah, let's talk somewhere. Let's just go. I think if they're like is this like a simple room? Is there like an adjoining room?
Yeah, it's a very simple room. There's not really an adjoining room. Just a very simple room.
What is Les doing?
Good question.
Les wants to try and catch Aslam as he's leaving because he wants to give him a pastry because he definitely thinks he's improved since his last time he saw him.
Oh, sure. I know Dr. Katie wants to ask some mind questions first, so if you want to wait till...
I definitely think, like, Les is doing the whole, well, I'm gonna go to, like, my room, and then, like, sits outside the door type of thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I get what you're saying, for sure.
Most in summer.
Oh, you're following...
Timos, can we do this after I get a chance to talk to Les? How urgent is it?
What time is it? Yeah, Stomach is that he
We're
knows.
probably approaching, like, it's sunset has come, but it's still right after sunset, so we're talking
So, like...
Cool.
a 7.
7:30?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like an hour. Hour-ish. A little under. Or I'm just...
As soon as Les has left the room, just, like, straight up, but under her breath, like... That hypothetical situation... We can talk in a minute. Yeah, and I'm gonna spend that hour sort of waiting for Les to be free, and copying down this journal and trying to decode it the good old-fashioned non-magic way.
Yeah.
Yeah, within this hour that I'm waiting, I'm going to tune to the Cloak of Protection.
Ooh, okay. Very good.
Yeah,
Caden?
doing SKO, did you join me?
Yeah, SKL followed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dope.
Stumbling.
I'm assisting slightly.
Caden, your questions.
Yeah. These are all done telepathically, even if they're out of the room.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still done that way. So Caden says in Aslam's mind, all right. Let's start with, I know you know a little bit more than you've let on about the situation in Remarut. Is that a correct assumption?
In your mind, he goes, I'm aware of more than most, but I suspect not as much as you know.
Why don't you tell me what you know?
More than likely, somebody meddled with Dark Continent stuff and brought something back. Than likely, an entity or an object of high danger.
Insight check.
Go ahead.
I'm just specifically trying to know if that's all he knows about it. 22.
That does seem to be all he knows about it.
Fuck. Okay. Cool.
He understands the general level of danger, which is why he was like, I don't know if you guys can handle it right now.
Yeah. All right.
Anything else?
I gotta pull up my notes. I have several things. I've been,
Under pressure.
Under
Yeah.
pressure.
Do you have any other reasons for following this group so closely that you haven't made apparent?
pauses for a moment. He pauses for a moment and says,
I'd like to cast Detect Thoughts.
You do so, and he grins, as if he can tell you did it.
Mm-hmm.
He just sort of says, his name begins to flow as if there's a wind, but there's no wind present.
God fucking damn it.
He just goes, and his thoughts share this. He goes, like I said earlier, I'm an old man. Eventually the old have to make way for the new. It's as simple as that, when you get right down to it. And in his head you get the additional, there's more nuance to it, but
Yeah.
surface level.
Do you know more about each member of this group's past than you let on?
Of course.
Yeah, I thought so.
You've experienced it yourselves. Archives are a thing adventurers can access.
Did you avoided my question earlier about why this group specifically? There were many to pick from.
There were. There was that group that was being mind controlled by the one guy. There is the group of mixed matched and you guys were the best group. That's why you won.
Yes, but there's been years. You've had years. Why now?
It's called procrastination.
What's coming that made you decide now?
He looks at you serious for a moment. And in your mind, the surface thoughts you hear is just not yet.
Would you like to elaborate?
Would you like to elaborate on your mentor and his allies?
Hey, that's my move!
I'm surprised you don't know about it already, so...
Believe it or not, there are things I don't know.
Oh, I believe there are. But it's not about how many secrets we have. It's about why we keep them. And I don't know why you're keeping yours. And I would like to assume it's for good reasons. Similar to the reasons I keep mine.
He looks at you for a moment and goes, sometimes there's an element of patience, isn't it? You're smart. Come on this quest and you might find out. You might piece it together yourself, like a puzzle of some kind.
See, this is what frustrates me. I've dedicated my life to protecting people from various things, diseases, injuries, knowledge that they should not have to spend every night worrying about. But then there's people like you who take that and play with it and use it as leverage. There are some things some people should not know. And if you decide to tell them, there should be careful consideration. It should not be used as a way to make them like you more. And you've proven it to me that you use that, because you gave us information without considering the consequences. You know that several of the people I have traveled with are interested in the Navigators of Time, So you gave them the information of the Navigators of Time's base of operations? Do you know how dangerous that is?
Would you rather me have not? Do you know what the Navigators of Time have done to some of these people?
I have some idea. I don't know all of it, but I know that it's enough to make them crazy and want to destroy them. And you gave a group of fresh adventurers that kind of information without making sure that they wouldn't run off the first chance they got and gotten themselves killed. And Caden has stood up from his chair at this point. You use that information for your gain without considering what these people might do with that information. And yes, it won't destroy everything, but it will hurt them. Did you think about that?
He kind of pauses for a moment and goes, I don't think it will. I refrain from giving knowledge that would do more harm to know now than good. The knowledge I give is knowledge I believe you are all ready to hear. Now, it might be a bit early. My original intention was to give you the information after the quest. After I had witnessed what you were capable of. But by the nature of how dangerous this quest was, and my offer to, and my decision not to lord that over you all. If you guys set out for that location, not in a rush, but doing good along the way, I think you would be more than capable of handling it.
I don't disagree that in time we would be more than capable of handling it. But I don't think you are aware of the situation you have created within the five of us.
I'm aware of the hard choice that faces you five of whether to come with me or not. I'm very aware of that.
Then I recommend sit down and be honest with us when we ask. Because the level at which you lord yourself over the rest of us at this moment in time will not get you anywhere.
Pauses for a moment and goes, I must apologize, Doctor, but you have it quite wrong. He says, I will be sad if I do not have your guys' company up north. But he pauses for a moment and says, when the time comes where you work with Remarut, don't be afraid to call out. Same with the Navigators of Time. I'll assist. He heads towards the door.
Before he goes, I stop him, kind of shoulder check style. I recommend you heed my warnings about your standing.
I have a question. Are they talking out loud now?
Nope.
Nope, in the head.
Okay, cool.
Aslam just looks down at you and says, there's a briefest moment of like him realizing you're kind of threatening him. And he just looks down at you Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fuck yeah! That was a natural 19 plus 7, so
Nice.
26. Oh, and I have advantage. Let's just see if this goes any. That's a natural 20.
Dope.
So as he looks down at you, there's a moment where he's not actively like being intimidating, but you have a moment of like, oh, yeah, this guy is pretty intimidating. But
I rolled a natural 20!
yeah, but you stand firm, and he just sort of nods to you, and he walks out.
I raise a single eyebrow before he leaves when he goes to nod to me to show that I am not intimidated by him and I am so fucking serious.
He walks out and he sees you, Lest. He goes, "Oh, Lest, you're doing well, I hope."
Yeah, I just wanted to see you out.
Well, thank you. I hope your adventures have been worthwhile, not all around too, as he's walking with you, not all around frightening. Unfortunately, this quest I would ask you all to come on would be that.
If they walk past Summer, I want to keep an eye on them. And if Lest is walking Aslam all the way to the door, I want to take that back door and meet him outside.
I mean, they're heading for front door.
I know, but
Sorry.
it seems like people are wanting to, like, talk to Aslam individually, almost every single one of us, and I don't hate the comedy of it, but, like, so, basically, Summer wants to also get a word in.
Sure.
With Aslam alone. So she's like, wherever Lest is gonna leave him, she's gonna, like, go around so that, like, she's waiting for him outside, or whatever.
I will say, as soon as Aslam leaves with Lest, Caden kind of, like, leaves the door open, but sits down and slumps against a wall and kind of puts his head in his hands and is just gonna take a break for a hot minute.
He's gonna take a what for a hot minute? Sorry, I'm reading what.
Break. He's just he's having a time. He's taking a break. He's got his head in his hands. He's not ready to face anybody right now.
But as Aslam walks with you, Lest, he goes, "Do you tell him anything about like the vampires you fought and like the crazy shit?"
Yeah, I think he's kind of going over the like goods and bads of the like. I definitely think he tells him about all the like stuff he learned from the rabbit. And the like supplies that he's gotten recently.
He kind of laughs and says, he whispers, "So Critterton, huh? Very fun."
Yeah, it was really interesting. I have like a question, and I feel like you're not going to answer it, but this is only for me, if it's okay.
Go for it.
What was under the blood smear in the book?
Kind of turns around and says, there actually wasn't anything. But the Crimson Keen is the hymn I was referring to. In that page, written in blood.
Thank you for trusting me with that.
He looks at you with like sort of a look of like, of course, and he just sort of goes, "You and me are very similar, Lest. At least you're similar to me in my start. Keep doing good. And even if you don't accompany me, I'm sure you will."
Cool. And then this is for you, and he gives him like one of the berry plum tarts that he made.
He takes it and goes, "Oh, you know, I was actually thinking about grabbing some pastries to go from the Rosa King before I met you all." but
Oh, I mean,
this will at
you
least be a
can,
good
but
night's snack.
my mom doesn't usually make them as good as I do.
He kind of... I believe it. And he goes down and then looks at Maverick and goes, Maverick, you have anything else you want to ask? And Maverick just sort of goes, not at the moment. He just sort of looks at him, and Aslam nods, and he begins to head out, where I think Summer's trying to intercept.
Yep.
He walks out, and it's definitely dark now, and there's slight cloud cover.
I think it's an almost comical, like, here's this pleasant interaction with Les, and then the exact same, like, shoulder check kind of motion. And Summer lifts the brim of her very wide red hat, and does he take the beat?
Like you stopping him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He stops.
Does he look surprised?
No, not at all.
Okay. That's good. And she just says, I see the way that Les looks at you right now. I know it really well. It's how he used to look at me. I can't actually threaten you right now. That would be crazy. But if you hurt him the way I did, I will find whoever can threaten you, and I will make sure that they make good on it. And she walks away.
He continues to walk into the night. And as he walks away, he says, I believe the paper should arrive tomorrow. And,
Oh, great. I hate that. Summer, I know what Summer does. As she's walking away, she doesn't look back, she just flips him off. And then walks in. Blessed!
Oh, hi, Summer.
Hey, Demos wants to, go show me a site or something, but, have you picked a room yet? Can I borrow you for a second? I have something to show you.
Sure, yeah, I haven't picked a room yet. I was actually gonna hopefully look through them before everybody else got to them.
Eskiel, by the way, Maverick, and Demos too if you're around, he sort of calls you back to the bar and begins to talk to you about, certain card games he likes to play to pass the time, or even ask you, do you know how to play dragon chess? Things like that.
How are you an assassin? And so boring.
He sort of goes, I leave the liveliness to others.
Okay.
I don't know dragon chess, perhaps, but I do know playing cards.
He nods, he goes, playing cards it is. We'll get a table.
What are we sitting at now?
We're at the bar.
Ah, noted. Right over my head. Whoop. Okay.
He's pretty good at most, even gambling games, or just games in general. But, Summer and Les, you all find a room. Or was Les wanting to do something? Like chip gambling, not like actual money gambling.
Damn. Okay.
You gather that,
Yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
But after he talked to Summer, I think he wants to go say hi to his parents real quick, but he doesn't want to stay long.
Well,
he wants to do the hi and bye.
Summer wants to talk to him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, noble quest, going through all the rooms, love it. It'll only take a second.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And when they get up to the room, when they get up to the room, Summer is going to just like sit down somewhere. Hey, so I just kind of wanted to say sorry, sir.
What?
Just come right out and say this. And it's just sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Les smirks and he goes, "What was that?"
Don't know. Not happening.
Oh, I guess I should just go look at another room then.
Ah, fuck off. I have something for you. For your birthday.
What is it?
One of them is something that some people might call an apology. Experts have yet to agree.
Am I the expert?
Maybe. I don't know. Depends if you agree. I'm sorry that I didn't come back sooner. But also, just, you know, definitely for underestimating you in Critterton. And I'm sorry that I showed up too late to get you a gift for your birthday a couple weeks ago. And I kind of thought that I probably could come up with some people I knew wouldn't underestimate you as much. And so I pulled a string and got you this. I have no idea if you kind of stayed keeping track of, was it Jeffin or Jennifer?
Jeff.
Of Jennifer after I left, but I got her one of those, one of your original tarts, and she wrote this. And I give him the little wrapped, folded sort of envelope.
I think Les does the thing where he's like very impressed, but his ears go red because he's like, "Oh fuck!" And he doesn't say this meanly, but he goes, "You gave her what was probably a stale tart."
Yeah, she said she really liked it. To be fair, I didn't even know it was a tart. There was much ado.
You call it a pie.
I did call it. They look like little they look like little pies. They do. They look like little. Because of the filling and the crust. I still don't understand why they're not just little pies. Paitos. You know. Anyway, the point is, I don't know anything about this stuff, and I know I don't know anything about this stuff. But I figured I can tell you all day that you're great, but maybe it's better to get an opinion from someone who'd actually know.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Reading it, if you eventually do read it.
I think he's like slowly opening.
Yeah, Summer's gonna, I probably, was it sealed?
Yeah.
It was sealed?
Yeah.
Okay, then Summer didn't try to read it. She probably held it up to the light, just to make sure it was good.
The review the gist of it is that the tart, despite being stale, tasted as good as anything that comes out of the Rosa King Eatery. And as such, she was left in awe of what it must have tasted like when fresh.
He's very happy.
I give Les a really big hug. And
Gives you a very big hug back.
say, Hey, you got a cool new bow. Got a cool new gun. Growing up, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway, have fun going through all of the rooms to see if Aslam left anybody anything. Let me know if there's anything particularly interesting or apocalyptic.
Yes,
Les
probably
is so
passed by the open door with Caden having a mental breakdown at some point.
We'll address that
having
later.
already
It's fine.
found something in the other hotel, not having told Summer.
Yeah, Summer just like winks and leaves. I don't. Her passive insight is like 10. Like.
Okay.
So,
A little shifty.
at this point, we kind of missed our window for a break potentially. Would we still like a break, like a 10-minute use the bathroom? Because we're gonna end right at 6, so like it'd be kind of weird to do that now. I feel.
Maybe like a 5 just to pee.
Just a pee and
Yeah, I
grab
feel
food.
like a 5 to pee would be nice.
All right, yeah, because I kind of need to pee. Not gonna lie. All right, we're gonna take a quick break then, and we're gonna jump back to Maverick playing cards with Escale and.
Beautiful.
Matt, write down the time.
Yep, I am. 2
4:05.
hours, 56 minutes, 16 seconds is when our break starts. I have a hunch, since we're wanting to stop at 6, that we won't quite get to the completion of the murder, but we can at least probably most definitely get to the elevator pitch and the planet.
Do it with no words, we will get through so much.
True, actually. We just mechanically went through it. Alright, you've returned. You are at the card table with Maverick, and Maverick just sort of says, have any killed people before?
Yes.
Talking to Escale and Demas.
I'm laying with my arms and head on the table, but my face is like sideways, right? Just
Yeah.
like there, working off the liquor.
Yeah. He
He
goes,
looks and goes, yeah.
mercenary
Yeah,
work or
got it.
just in general? Or both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah. He goes, nice.
Murder? Nice.
He goes, if you guys ever want somebody to kill somebody, you can always pay me, and I'd even give you a discount.
Are you trying to hire yourself off here? Is this like a business pitch?
No, this is just in general. If you pay me well enough, I'd kill somebody for you. Not to say I don't think you could do it yourself, but
It sounds like a business pitch.
listen, I'm really bad at elevator pitches. Or televator pitches, rather. So,
I'll keep you in mind.
of course.
Hey,
Also,
question for you.
go ahead.
Professional opinion.
Go for it.
Thought experiment, if you will.
I'm hearing you out.
If you had to, let's say you were hired for a job. Hypothetically, thought experiment.
All right.
You were
I'm here
hired
for
for a
it.
job.
Yeah.
One way through the gate. Guard shift. Every 4 hours. Lazier at night. Would you go over, through, or under the fence?
In a
Hypothetically, of
nice
course.
district of the city.
I'd go over the fence of a neighboring manor that didn't have a guard.
Yep.
And then climb over the fence in between the houses.
Yep.
That's what I'd do.
Window or door for the house.
To get in? It depends. If you want to make it look like a break-in, you go through the window of the room and finish it quickly.
If you want to make it look like a professional bacon, you go through the door with some lockpicks.
Indeed, indeed. If you want it to seem like an angel of death came and died from mysterious causes, you slip in some poison. Or you kill them in such a way that people can't really tell.
I don't know if you mean by like small needle through like the left shoulder or left armpit, or like destroy the body so much they can't make out who it is.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Second one.
Ah, gotcha.
There are a variety of ways you could do it. It would depend on the job. Honestly,
just wanted
normally
to
I just leave
test
so
your
little. When I work, I usually don't mind it if they know they were murdered by somebody. I just make sure I don't leave enough trace to get back to me.
Yeah, I got you. I just wanted your professional thought experiment. It gets the blood flowing, keeps you young, wakes you up.
I'm usually less concerned with once I'm gone, as much as I am of concerned while I'm there.
Well, as you should be. Once you're gone, it's
Yeah.
just as unknown as why you're in there.
Yep. So, speaking of, actually, I should maybe share a bit of what I can do. Pulls out a bow. He says, "This bow lets me like target one individual. I can deal extra damage to them and track them, things like that." What was that?
He said, as most people can do with a bow.
No, I mean like magically.
Okay.
This bow can let me target a person. Yeah,
And
it's a bow.
And then this short sword was gifted to me by my patron. I happen to be a warlock as well as a rogue.
Exciting.
It has a dial. I can switch it to different settings. You see the sword slightly change as he turns it. He goes, each setting is to a different kind of creature, and I can get bonus to my attack as long as it's on the right setting.
Oh,
Right.
exciting.
Can I reach him from where I'm sitting?
Yeah.
I want to poke him with my left hand.
Not the right, just the left.
Which I forget, is the left one the one with the gem?
Yep.
You do so, and nothing particularly happens.
I let it down.
he kind of looks at you and goes, "Man, you can't handle your liquor, huh?" To be fair, I can't either. That's why I stay away from it.
To be fair, he's
Your
been drinking for
liquor.
like 7 hours.
You're a liquor.
He continues on and goes, "Oh, also, I'm sure Aslam didn't mention it, but
Probably not.
if you were to come along, I'm sure me and him could teach you how to do. When you first were given your license, you would have been told about the whole one's souls are potent enough now these days to manifest abilities and the like."
Sure, we'll say I have.
Yeah, no, Aslam did tell you guys that when you first got your license.
Sure,
that
we'll
does
say
not
you
mean
did.
that
Yeah.
Gross actually took it down for note.
Yeah. But he goes, "Yeah, we could help you learn how to do that. Though you could find pretty much anyone who's a high enough level adventurer could probably help you do it."
Noted. Okay.
He goes, "It's getting pretty late. If you're wanting to sneak off to kill a woman, I'd do it soon. Or
Yeah.
within an hour or two of now."
Yeah, that's a fun thought experiment, isn't it?
It is.
Oh dear, allegedly.
Yep. Well, think I'm gonna finish off this water I've been drinking.
Yep. I'm gonna go to bed myself.
Yeah. If it all goes well, see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
Delos is gonna tap S scale. Scale of 1 to 10. What are you right now?
Good 6.
You know what? I did not decide in my head if higher was good or lower was good. Let's go.
I didn't either. Just close.
When do I get there?
I mean,
I
I
assume
think-
pretty close. Like,
yeah. I from my understanding, Caden is having a mental breakdown.
I mean, Caden, at some point during this, I would love if Caden could walk downstairs, look at Escale, and drop something in front of him, if that's cool.
Sure. Yeah, no, the
Yeah,
tavern's
Caden-
much quieter as it gets later. As the people who are there for partying leave, and the people who are spending the night are still maybe meandering around. It's pretty quiet now.
He comes down looking a little more frazzled than usual. Right, so I talked with Aslam.
Yeah, the look on your face like you did. Yeah.
Oh boy.
We all?
He's so irresponsible. Anyways, Escale, I have a present for you.
Maverick walks past you.
Ah.
And,
Watch him walk past closely.
He just goes upstairs to go to his room. I'm just saying in terms of time, he's past you guys. Keep going.
hopefully this present will sober you up. It is important, so don't lose it. He drops a packet in front of Escale on the table. That's everything I could find about you.
What?
Figured you should know.
Oh my gosh.
Your personal information should not be held hostage from you as some sort of leverage, so I wanted to give you an even playing field.
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
That's you. This is everything I could find in the public record about your life.
Wake up a drunk dead man. Hey, by the way.
Yeah.
I have every W-2 you've ever filled out.
You said you didn't know much about it, so I wanted to give you that information.
What's in the packet?
Information about where you lived, how you disappeared, the names of your family.
That sounds like a lot of reading.
Would you like me to read it to you?
Yes.
Would you like me to do it now?
No.
Josh. This is asking right now. Both photos simultaneously.
Are you drunk right now?
Only slightly.
Slightly?
Only.
Kid knows how drunk he is. He's a medical professional and his father is an alcoholic. This is Escale. How drunk is Escale?
Yeah, make a medicine check, I guess.
Dirty 20.
Escale's sobering up. He's just focusing so much on sobering up that he can't focus on anything else.
Okay.
I have to kill a lady soon. I need to be dry.
Yeah.
Let's get
Find
some
it out.
It's like when you're
food in
drunk
your
and you're like,
food.
sober now, sober. It's like, you're sober now.
Let's get some food in your system. Caden's gonna sit there and try and help out the drunk guy.
Very good.
Demos leads over to the doctor, goes, do you know where Summer has ended up?
No, I don't.
Am I
I
just
suspect
leaving?
Angry
Angry.
with me, so I
Oh.
chose to give her his face.
Excited.
Can I say that this is when Summer comes down the stairs?
Yeah.
Just
Good.
absolutely bouncing with joy. Just
Shit,
absolutely
we better
delighted.
name 3 times, didn't we?
Oh, did you summon me? I would have
Only
thought Kate
accidentally.
would have warned you to be careful about that.
Well, I'm a fast learner. With 9 intelligence. So,
Summer. How brutal does she want to be? Summer just bounces into the room and she takes off Caden's hat, plops it on his head, and says to Demos, "Shall we go?"
Escale, you ready? I'm feeling still about a 6, you higher or lower?
I was born ready.
Where are you all
Yeah.
going?
Second question. It's a fun thought experiment.
Sightseeing.
Can I insight check this?
Summer is lying.
Who are you inside checking?
Yeah, which one of us do you?
Yeah.
All of you.
Summer is lying and being incredibly intentional about her presentation of everything. That like, she's being very open with the fact that like she's not telling Caden what's going on. She's not going to, and he's just gonna have to live with it.
Okay.
Fine. You don't have to tell me. Are you going to do anything dangerous? Do I need to be concerned?
It's just a fun thought experiment.
That makes me so concerned.
Thoughts make you concerned? Well, then I would be concerned.
I'm gonna look up and just like boop his nose. Be like, good for you.
I don't
Have
know
sweet
which one
dreams,
you-
Caden.
You know, that's
Summer walks out.
clearly.
You.
Onward.
The doctor.
I don't reiterated what she's already known about non-disclosure agreements.
You disclose the non-disclosure agreement.
No, she knows I can't talk about certain things, and that's it.
I think you've had too much to drink, Doctor. You might want to go to bed.
I haven't had any alcohol. I cannot stress this enough.
It sounds like you've had too little to drink, then you
Well, that's
need to
the
drink
issue.
and then
To drink something.
I absolutely not. Absolutely not.
You know, Doctor, I'm also a doctor.
Are you?
I'm the pub doctor.
Oh no.
I'm a wizard.
Yes.
Okay.
I recommend a shot, a slice of food, and a nap.
How about a shot of espresso, some food, and some study time?
Write your own prescriptions here, Doctor. It doesn't work like that. You can get in trouble.
I
I
think I'm
should
good.
go. I don't think either of those two know where they're going, and I have a fun thought experiment.
Okay, at least take Rupert with you, so if everything goes bad, he can come back.
Absolutely
alone.
not.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, Doctor. You see, we're trying to. It's a fun thought experiment in the nighttime, and a mini flying dragon, rat, weasel thing.
You know, I can't see through his eyes past a certain distance, right? Like, I won't be able to know what's going on.
Through his eyes? What the shit? You know what? You know what? I think we're good. Thank you. It's just a fun thought experiment. There's no reason to be. You can't see thoughts, and you might be able to. You can't see thoughts in people's head.
You know what? I have a better idea. I do a psychic link with Demos for the next hour. If he needs to talk to me, he can.
Does Demos know about this? Like, does he know one's established?
Yes. Caden tells him,
Okay.
just let me know if you need me. I won't know anything else. I'm going upstairs.
Cool. Oh, he's totally fucking with the doctor. In like 3 hours, he's just gonna yell super loud.
I'm gonna go find Les because Caden does not want to be by himself right now.
Beebles walks out.
All right. As
Is
scales
there anything
emotion
suspicious
summon-
on the street?
As you walk out, I mean, there's the occasional, like, what looks to be an obvious drug deal happening or something like that in this part of the city, but other than
Okay,
that,
but
no.
legitimately, what are we doing? Are we, hey, quick question.
And I tell what drugs they're selling.
Make an investigation or a perception check. Just perception check.
Okay, well, Escale's over there doing that.
Natural one.
They are selling unicorn powder made of unicorns.
How far away is it?
Like maybe 10 feet, like just around a corner. See two people talking.
And an inch over.
Demos,
Yes.
are you wanting to do an extrajudicial assassination on the noblewoman you just did a job for because you believe that she murdered someone?
I don't believe it's an actual thought. It's an actual it's legitimized. We've confirmed it.
But not with evidence.
I mean, not with tangible, but if you consider spectral, then yes.
What?
Well, we couldn't touch the evidence. Well, actually, doesn't it say in the book?
No, the book's a fictional story.
I mean, the
You were
ghost
told
told
by
him,
the
right?
ghost. Yeah, the ghost.
Yeah. We have
That-
this ghost. Okay, let me describe this in as few words as possible for you.
Do you just
Walked into
tell
the
her what
house.
happened?
Yeah, walked into the house. Lady said there's this book that's haunted. We investigated the book. A ghost appeared, told us some stuff. This is all by Andrew's memory, by the way.
Yeah.
Demos simultaneously.
Yeah.
So, pardon the inaccuracies. We walked into this lady's house. She said there's this book haunted. Me and Eskil go into the room to look at this haunted book. A ghost comes out and says, "Hello."
Friendly ghost.
I mean, we didn't attack it, so yeah. Well, hello, this is my book. My daughter murdered me. Because I don't want this book published. It's mine, it's my secret, it's my life's work that I want, family to read. I don't want it published. But it was a good book. It is a good book, I think. I've read like 2 pages of it.
Can I see it?
I don't have it.
Okay.
I think Eskil does.
Hey, Eskil, can I see
As
it?
you turn to see where Eskil is, Eskil, you walk up to these two, doing a drug deal, slowly. And one of
Yes.
them turns and looks at you up and down and goes, "Hey, what? You want some too?"
Not are you a cop?
Hey, would you look at Eskil and think
What?
he's a cop, though?
That's true. He did pass as one, remember?
He goes,
Also did a 19 intimidation check.
the guy goes, "I got some stuff that'll give you a wild couple hours."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah?
I'll give you one.
Yeah?
I'll give you 1 dose.
What?
For, we'll say 10 gold.
No.
Demos leans down to Sam and goes,
I think-
"I only see this going well."
Oh yeah, for sure.
How much do you have?
I have enough for, on my person, I have enough for 10 doses. I just sold this guy 10. And the guy covers his face and walks away down the alley. Now if you're
How
a cop,
about-
this is all just pretend.
No. I'm
A
a
fun thought experiment.
pretend cop, so don't worry about it.
Oh, nice.
10 gold pieces for 1 dose.
Yes, sir.
You think because I'm stumbling out of a bar drunk, I'm gonna accept that price?
That's what I hope. Do you want to make like an intimidation check or persuasion check?
How about
Summer is gonna ready an
you
action
know that price?
to shoot this guy if he attacks Eskil.
For sure.
That's insider knowledge. I was about to use you anyways. How about if you don't lower that price to at least what it would normally be? That my friends over here smash your head in.
Make an intimidation check with advantage because of your background and your friends.
So
right there.
I actually wanted to pose that as deception, but I don't know if that would. I guess.
I mean, if you're
How much of a
intimidating,
lie
you're
is it?
intimidating.
I mean,
them,
you're
I
not wrong, though. I would.
I didn't think. I did again. That's why I said it was insider knowledge. It's like she's like, okay.
Insider knowledge. Yeah, go ahead. Intimidation. Check it out.
Are you guys trying to rob a drug dealer?
No, we're trying to get a fair price,
fair price.
for quality goods.
I got a
Okay.
You got a what?
9
With
With
advantage?
advantage?
with advantage.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
Yeah.
you of your background and because of the people back there. It's Demos and Summer.
no. All right, I got a 16.
That's much better. He goes, "All right, 5 gold for the prophecy shrooms."
Wait, it's not unicorn dust.
No, get them.
No, it's a shroom that shows you visions of possible futures, but usually when you come out of it, you don't remember much any of it.
You
1 or
had
2
10.
images. Huh?
I will make you a deal.
Go for it.
I will give you 46 gold. for all 10.
Let's see, 5 times 10 is 50, 46. He looks at you and goes, I was only intending on meeting the one guy tonight. You caught me off guard, but... Fine, I'll do it. 46 gold. Hand it over.
Fantastic. I give him 46 gold.
And he hands you a baggie, sort of in a, almost like coin sack like thing, little bag of 10 prophecy shrooms.
I want to ask him, now, how many of these are lethal?
They're not lethal. Like, you can't really overdose on them, but the more you do,
Eat them all.
the longer the trip will be.
Please eat them all in one go.
I know someone who can remember everything.
Oh no, Keen Mind won't help you with this particular issue.
It won't help you at all.
No.
I need Escale to smash like 5
you
shots.
very
and
much,
take
sir.
all 10.
Have a beautiful night.
You too, and he gets out of Dodge because he threatened his life.
Anyway, after that fun experiment.
The 5 drug dealers.
Drug purchasers.
No.
We have not dealt.
Connoisseurs.
Connoisseurs.
5 connoisseurs.
Connoisseurs of the good.
Quality goods.
Okay. Right, but sell me on.
Okay, so once the ghost came out of the book and was like, ha! She killed me for my money. She can't read the book because it's a giant fuck you from the grave, which I have to say I quite appreciate. She wants the book published for the money, even though she's quite rich and enough herself. But besides the point. She's a murderer who murdered family. You don't cross that line unless it's for like fear of your life, because they're like really not good. You know, it's like some caveats. For money, for the product of book that they wrote, it's not good. Not a deal you do. It's a line you don't cross. It's a line you don't get away with.
She killed him to break his privacy and make a bunch of money.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, though, this house
And she
also
still
literally, yeah,
after she had hired us
she did try to see
to kill the ghost,
yeah.
but we lied to her,
We technically
and
made it
faked
think
killing
like
the
we
ghost.
killed a ghost.
and I stole the book, and I opened up my jacket, and it's in my
Can I
book
see it?
holster.
Can I see it?
I don't know, can you?
I don't know, are you gonna help, or are you just gonna go outside and go to bed?
The coat.
As a
Give it
thought
a look.
experiment.
Mm-mm.
You guys are gonna do this anyway, right?
Yes. This is a fun
Yeah.
thought experiment.
Summer thinks for a second. I'm gonna roll for this one.
Sure, roll. Go ahead. For your own sanity.
I rolled to see if she could resist temptation, and I rolled a natural 1.
Well,
And so she is going to kind of shift that new hunter's rifle that they just bought her
Nope, that's it.
and say, well, I'm always down for a good experiment.
Yes.
Sick.
No rifles.
No, that would be very loud and also incredibly conspicuous. These are really rare.
Yeah.
No, I assume you already have some ideas. I also have, and she's going to take out one of her notebooks and just jot down several of the different, like, thieves sort of group symbols that she saw in Resort Dawn when we first, like, raided the underworld.
I got that.
Yeah, and be like, these are the ones that,
You see, I like where your head's at, because my head's in that same space. But we're gonna do this locally. I know a couple people who do this kind of thing.
You can replicate it?
Before, I mean, I can get pretty damn close. You know, no thief is perfect, because if it was, then people would know your MO pretty quickly. You know, if you hit like 4 houses all in a row and the left bottom window was broken, they're gonna be like, oh, it was this fucker. But if you like break the window on the left bottom right and the right bottom right, then like you keep kind of your MO the same. I think I got like 2 or 3 peoples I'm thinking of right now.
Okay. What do you need us to do?
I can kill her.
Yes, that is a very important step of this whole process.
No, I mean, I think I can do it
Oh no, I'm not doubting you one bit.
to where they can't tell so easily what happened.
Okay, so 2 options. I'm assuming we're walking and talking.
Yeah, that's
Either
yeah.
mysterious death or frame someone else.
Well, we could do both. We can find someone for the break-in and a mysterious death.
What kind of mysterious death are we talking about?
The deadly kind.
That works for me.
Yes,
have-
scale.
I have this way to do things where I can suck the life out of people.
I have that too.
Literally.
It's called crushing the windpipe.
No. That's so much more violent.
I mean, personal.
Suck the life out of people.
I think. I've
You
not
think?
done it before.
Dope. I like this plan. I have a way of how we're gonna get inside. We have the method of killing. Then we have the backup method of killing, and I look at my hands and all of the weapons attached to all of us. And then we're gonna loot the shit out of the place. We might have to kill the butler too, but my plan is to just
Do we kill no one else?
Well,
That,
decide to
I'm
kill
gonna-
the woman, and then attempt to bribe the butler.
We can knock out the butler.
We can do a lot of things to the butler. That's a decision to decide when we're in the house.
Not kill.
That's like COD plan. Yeah,
Not kill.
it's not an option that I'm hoping for, but you have to be ready for it nonetheless. Like, I agree with you. I don't want to kill the butler. He seemed like a fucking amazing kind of guy.
Okay, see?
But if it's us 3 or the butler's gone.
Okay, the butler. Realistically, the butler's not gonna be able to kill us. The worst he can do is identify us. So we
That's
like wear
enough.
masks. We wear masks or something.
I'm a giant fucking elephant. He's a dead guy, and you have a fucking gun.
That's very fair. I still have a sleeping drought.
I can scare him the same thing that we did for her stupid face. What's her face? Or you can
I
just
totally remember
cast
her name.
an image of a ghosty thing to where they can see it, and then Deimos, you can go knock him out.
Yep. Cool. I like this plan. The house is just up here in front of us. Wow.
Look at that.
Oh my
The house
gosh.
is there.
So fast.
So, for the
Shift
sake
change?
of
Question
this,
mark?
yeah, you can wait for the shift change. What I'm gonna have happen is the 3 of you are gonna make stealth checks,
Oh boy.
and we're gonna average that number. We're gonna keep that number
Okay.
throughout this sort of thing. So this is a general stealth check for this mission, and we'll average it out for everyone.
Is that one of my proficiencies? It is.
15.
Alright.
Alright,
Hey.
come on. I'm pretty good at stealth. Dirty 20.
Oh.
Good.
20, 15,
Well-
and
20.
Can I try to,
15.
I still have Caden's cloak. Can I give Escale that cloak to try to help him be more stealthy than he is?
You mean Demos or? No, Escale's not real stealthy, is he?
No.
I
I mean, I think Escale is probably the person we have to worry about the most.
Make a luck roll. If you rolled over 10, I'll let you do it. If you roll under 10, no.
No, 5.
Alright, yeah, no. He sticks what he has. Alright, I'm just averaging it out. Okay. You all... Do you follow the sort of idea that Maverick left you of going over a wall?
I mean, that was the idea that was at the top of my list anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is why...
Roughly, as long as we don't see anything...
I'm gonna check your passives real quick. I think
To change
Escale will
that,
be the only one who will need help getting over the wall.
I would
Less than
be
Escale,
pretty
you're fine. Or less than
actively
Demos, you're fine, yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
percepting and investigating in terms of literally every corner, every moment, every horizon.
Summer, go ahead and make a perception check then.
I mean, Demos would be doing the same.
Sure.
Which is not supposed to be me.
Okay.
Make a perception check too.
Perception. I have proficiency
I
in
would
that,
do it
but there's a
as
-1.
obvious, like before jumping over the fence, before jumping over the wall.
Yeah.
Beyond that, probably not a lot.
Sure.
15 plus 3, 18.
It's going pretty much as planned. You guys jump over the wall in between the houses. There's no lights on in the building at the moment. You wonder if even the butler is asleep at this point. The guard does eventually come to the gate, but you guys are already in the yard, and he doesn't see you guys. Because he's on the other side.
Just from, like, a general idea, hey, wait, how old is this structure?
The building?
Yeah, how old is it?
It's been in the family for probably 2 or 3 generations.
Are we talking over a century?
Yeah,
over 2 centuries?
Over a century old, yeah.
So, I want to say that my archaeologist feature gives me insight into old buildings.
Now, yeah, let me check. I don't remember how.
I don't know
old
if
it
they
is.
have to be abandoned. My D&D Beyond is frozen right now. I don't know if they have to
Ask
be
us
abandoned.
though, like, it's an older building, but hasn't been, like, upgraded but modeled.
Right. Here's the thing. I
It's
want to get...
specifically a ruin or dungeon. Though this is an old building, it is not a ruin or dungeon.
It is not abandoned. Okay. Would I know where, like, a servant's quarters would be, approximately? Or this can be a hushed conversation. Did Demos or Escale see that?
What I would say is you guys have a good idea of where her bedroom is. You don't know where the butler, would reside.
Well,
Because...
we don't even know if the butler's here, but if he was, I could imagine he would be either bottom back close to the kitchen or upstairs close to the top.
Yeah, like, I'm asking because, like I would know that. Like, Trisha would know that about a very old house. Potentially.
I have no idea where the servant. I know where her room is. That's the important one.
Yeah.
Well...
I'd say you guys have a good idea of where she lives, again, but not the butler, nor even... A servant quarters would be where Demos was just saying it would be, if anywhere.
Yeah.
Close to the
I
kitchen,
could do
so you can
I am
a
just-
lot of recon, but that would burn through some of the things that I could do if
I
we
mean,
get caught.
I say we just kind of. Doesn't he?
You know, because you guys have a deadline and have to do this right now tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Well, okay, here's the thing, is in many ways his is the most important room to know, because if we break in somewhere and she comes to investigate, we're gonna kill her anyway. It's him that we need to not see us.
I mean, we have a sleeping drought. He can scan the death. We have money. I could knock him out.
But we don't want him to see us, right?
I mean, preferably. I mean, if he sees us, we will have to kill him.
We're gonna come back to that, because...
Where are we at the moment?
I
But, like-
have it in... Yeah, go ahead, Demos. I'll let you
I
explain.
feel like we're like Pink Panthering our way up to the house.
Like up to the front door, or just up to the house in general, across the yard?
Basically, what I'm wondering is if we shouldn't actually make 2 entry points. One that is the obvious one where Demos is like breaking in, and one where Summer tries to come from the other side of the house, so that if the butler does, rouse for the noise, she is already like able to try to find him and knock him out quietly.
I will say it is dark enough that if anyone were to light a candle, you would be able to see it through the windows.
So where are we at in our approach?
I'd say Pink Panther and across, you're kind of approaching like a bit of foliage on the outskirts of the house itself. But you're kind of there.
But we are on the property.
Yeah, you're on the property.
Okay, cool.
Are there any...
I'm going to sit down and start casting a spell quietly.
Alright.
Are there any windows that look like we could get in them without breaking them?
Make an investigation check.
I was about to ask the same thing.
Both of you make investigation checks. You are both similar-minded, breaking in individuals.
16.
Oh, great, cool. That was a 2 plus 4, 6.
Right,
18.
So 18. Summer, you have a lot on your mind right now.
Okay.
If I could slide like a dagger under a window and like flip the latch.
With that investigation check, you do see these windows are pretty cheap for the most part, but the window that leads the windows that lead straight to her bedroom and to her office appear to have some sort of arcane symbol on them.
No, that's fine.
But to like the living room, there isn't anything like that.
Yeah. Okay. I relay that information very quietly.
Went cheap on the home security.
Cheap windows, magic on the study in her bedroom.
Okay, that seems bad.
I mean, watch for traps. It's a rich house, like it's a nice neighborhood.
I mean, we should probably... I'm gonna, just reiterate. I could come in through a different window.
Yeah, if you want to shoot in from like the back.
Yeah. And then
And
that way I can
I'll
be
take
keeping an eye
Escale
on
and
anybody
me.
else. With me? Are you sure? Because I'm
I'll
gonna
take
need to
him
be
with
very
me.
sneaky. Ooh,
I'll take
yeah.
him with me.
Yeah.
Who wants to kill her anyway?
I wanna be...
The very best. Good.
I mean, like, out of game, and probably with, like, passive insight, she wants to position herself between the rest of the house and the room that Demos and Eskel are breaking into, because if at all possible, she wants to be the first person to encounter the butler,
Sure.
because she is going to not want him dead, right?
Understood.
This is important to Summer, so...
Back door window. And I'm gonna take Escale and myself through the front living room, or the side living room window.
I
Sweet.
need to know whenever it has been 1 minute.
Has it been a minute?
I'd say it's been a minute, yeah. Before.
Okay. Then with that, I summon. How many is it? I need to check because it's at a higher level because warlocks are weird. Second level, casting at third level. So I summon 4 familiars. I'm going to summon a spider, a cat, and 2 weasels.
Okay, good.
Hey, look, if you
Yes.
combine them all together and give them wings, you get Lampboat.
You get Rupert.
Oh, that's the name.
Yeah. So I summoned 4 of them, and I'm going to use them as scouts as much as possible.
Alright. So they
Cool.
begin to parade around, scouting about.
Yes.
At this point, I opened the living room window so they can get into the house.
I would like to go in. I would like to do this splitting up thing and try to get in through a
In which
back
case,
window. Same.
Demos, make a dexterity check plus your proficiency if you are proficient with thieves' tools, not if you aren't. And Summer, same thing. Dexterity
Is this
roll.
dexterity?
For latching open the window.
Okay.
Yeah. If you are proficient with thieves' tools, you also add your proficiency bonus. But
That
Uh,
I am not.
I'm going to talk to people real quick. These people here. I can kill her through one of these little fellas.
No,
Seriously?
back up in case she doesn't die.
Yes. So if
Okay, then why are we even going inside?
because these doors actually wait, a spider could probably fit underneath. I don't know.
Because of money.
We can give it a go if you want. I just didn't know I could do that.
Demos, you've already attempted, so what was your roll?
16.
Yeah, you get it. And in Summer, what was yours? Because you're on the other side of the house.
Actually, also 16. 12
Oh
plus
wow!
4.
Yeah, the windows that aren't the ones in the study and the bedroom are cheaper, so you get in.
I'm gonna
Okay,
pick up
And
the
I'm
spider.
really, really gonna lay down this. If we are doing this for the money, not for the death, no killing the butler. And then she goes inside.
Okay. Going
And
in.
it's
going
an
to-
exhale. Both is good.
Both.
I'm going to send the spider with Demos because he called it, and the cat with Summer. And
Definitely
then
put the spider on my truck.
I guess I'll
I
have
have
both the weasels
gloves.
go in too, and have them separately scout throughout the house in directions that other people don't go.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if I need to say this, but like, she puts her hair up and like has gloves. She puts her archaeologist's gloves on,
okay.
and
Being
it's
careful.
it's very.
So
I mean,
Demos, you're holding a
has
spider.
gloves and no hair anyway, so I think he's
Are,
fine.
are you wanting to look around for things to potentially steal?
I was gonna do an investigation check as I made my way through the living room.
Yeah, make a new
Or-
investigation check for looking around the house for valuables.
I would. Can I also do one through
Yeah,
my
go for it.
spider with him?
Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead, do it through the spider.
I have to find spider stats.
Truthfully, though, I think Demos is holding open the bag of holding and is just taking things and putting them inside. He's not
Yeah.
trying to like. He's not trying to be careful.
yeah. You're
because
just grabbing
time
random junk.
precious. He's just kind of like candlestick, ornament on the desk.
Summer, as you come in, you see
Pocket
an
chain.
open door nearby, and you see a bed. You imagine the butler's bed, but he is not currently in it.
Can I just want to like look around, look for, lights, sounds, see if I go toward his room, if there are like anything from like common doors that are clearly often opened or like commonly worn.
Within his room, there appears to be a door that leads both to the outside and to the kitchen area, and then to this hallway you're in.
Does either of them look like he passed through it recently?
The only door open is the door you're looking through right now.
Do I see or hear any other sign of somebody with a light on or?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Demos, what did you roll for investigation? And then SQL too.
I rolled a 9. Wait, investigation?
Yeah.
It would be a 9 anyways. There's not a bonus.
And then Demos.
15.
You
I
find
don't-
some valuable-ish looking antiques.
Yeah. Again,
It's
he's
like
not really looking. He's kind of just like grabbing.
You make your way, and you're making your way to her room, right?
Yeah, but before each corner, he's like using his trunk to like smell for like people, like like an old house smells.
Yeah.
And then he's like trying to pick up any different smells that's not the old house.
Make a perception check.
And I do need to note, I never did go inside. I am still sitting
Yeah,
in
you're
the
still
bush.
outside. Yeah, in the bush.
I'm not
Yes,
going in.
that
I'm
really
watching the front.
smell. It's a 12 plus 2, 14.
14. All right. As you move up, you hear the slightest crinking of wood further upstairs. And as you go further up, yeah, Summer, good.
Oh, I would like to basically be doing a sweep, right? Going from where I'm at toward this lady's room, like kind of clearing rooms very quickly.
Like kitchen and things like that.
Trying to, right, because like that's what she wants to do, is be put herself between
Make
this
not an
butler and
investigation check, but a perception check, because you're more just peeking into
perception check. Okay. 14 also.
Looking at the kitchen, nothing seems out of the ordinary except the knife rack. There is a knife missing.
I'm so very
Danger.
excited for this next encounter.
Have my weasels found anything?
Your weasels, are they crawling around inside?
Yeah, they're stealthing around looking for shit.
They
anything.
find a little timid mouse family hiding in the walls.
I'm gonna get my hand in front of the spider's vision,
Mhm.
and like point my finger towards the stairs.
I am going to
I see this stuff.
I'm going to ready the sleeping draught in one hand. And like the butt of her pistol in the other.
Yeah.
This is fully readying the Yonka.
And using... This is a kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Are there any uniforms?
There's an apron or two.
Okay, that's not gonna help me.
It's
That's
at,
not.
it's at this point if
I-
the spider has followed where Demos has pointed, right? Was that what was?
Yes.
Yeah. It's at this point that your spider hears a very familiar butler voice mumbling under his breath. Is tonight the night? I know she did it.
Wait, what?
And you can clearly hear a butler debating about whether or not to murder this woman in her sleep.
Oh, we have great news for him.
Because he mumbled under his breath, I know she did it. Maybe.
Can I talk through my familiars?
What?
I don't think I can talk
Yeah.
through my
Do you
familiars.
have message? Because you can cast spells through them.
Only if they're touch spells.
Yeah, only through touch.
Okay.
I do not
But
have
Demos,
message.
are you continuing up the stairs, or did you want the spider to go first?
Wait, we know where her room is, yes?
Yeah, you do.
Her room's upstairs?
Yeah, it is.
After the slight creaking upstairs, Demos is gonna think like, bathroom break, middle of the night.
Yeah.
He's going to keep pushing, because the study was downstairs, right?
Yeah, the study's downstairs.
And Demos definitely clocked that study
Mhm.
for valuables, and he saw good shit in there.
Yeah, you did.
So he's gonna make his way to the study.
Alright, spider
And
is
just
still up there. And you see him,
Pillage the desk.
Spider is going.
Escale, through your
Good.
spider, getting close, you see the butler sort of holding a knife, and he just goes, "Oh, but I can't do it. I watched her, or I've been a butler for this house for so long, but I just don't know if I'd ever be able to rest if." He's like waxing poetic because he's thinking about doing something very severe.
Okay.
He goes, I just wish that some higher power would karmically take care of her.
Somebody freaking prayed.
Your savior is here.
Okay. And where is Summer and my cat?
Oh, it's, they are looking through all the different rooms to try to find the butler so she can be the first to encounter him.
I'm going to have the cat like bite Summer's pants and like nudge it towards the stairway.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I'd follow this cat's advice.
Yeah, Demos in the study, carrying on your investigation check. You do see a locked drawer that might have valuables in it. So if you want to try to lockpick it, it'd be another dex, but not plus your proficiency. You
I'm gonna make a strength check instead and just try to like
yank it open.
bend. Yeah, just like not like a yank with like a loud thud, but like with like a slightly enough force as you push it quietly to just like bend the metal lock to where it's just
All broken.
like bent.
Yeah, I got you. Make a strength check then.
Oh,
If
it's
something
almost an
does.
18. We got 6. Nope. Yeah, 16 plus 4.
You're bending it slightly, and you think you've gotten it to the point where if you pulled really hard on the drawer, it would open, but you can't bend it any further to get it
with the
easily open.
dirty 20? That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I would
Pretty
like
good
to,
Sorry, go ahead,
keep
Eska.
going.
No, go ahead.
Okay. I would like to have a weasel come outside, take my spot in the bush, watch the front door, and I'm going to go in.
Alright.
I would like to ready an action. Since we've established that I do still have this cloak, I did not remember to give it to Eskel.
Yes.
Summer is going to try to casually just hold this cloak, but at a moment's notice, she wants to be able to drop it over the cat, blinding it.
Okay. Summers, you turn way towards the stairwell and you have this idea in your mind following the cat. Escale walks in and sees you heading towards the stairway. Just in this house. And Demos is nearby through some glass doors in the study, working on a on a desk. And the spider, what's the spider doing? The woman is asleep in the bed that this butler's in.
Now, wasn't it said that there are like arcane symbols outside of her room?
Yeah, outside of the window, but the butler opened this door.
Oh, outside.
Yeah,
Oh.
outside of the room, yeah.
And the door is open.
Yeah.
Pitter patter, my spider goes in.
As Summer slowly works her way up the stairs. The spider
Is she going up the stairs?
Or are you? The cat? Are you having the cat drag her
I
up
was
there?
pulling her towards the end of the stairway.
Okay, got you, yeah. Well, despite the point, spider is now close enough to within, like, biting distance, you know? Within touch distance.
Yeah. So, nibble, vampiric touch.
Alright, what's the, what are the things involved with vampiric touch? It's a +9 to hit, right? With your spell
Yes.
attack. So yeah, go ahead and roll. Add +9.
Do I get advantage because she's prone?
Yes, you do.
And if it hits, it is a crit because she's unconscious, correct?
Yeah, it is true.
Or incapacitated, the term is.
Yep.
So 27 to hit.
27 to hit. Okay. That
Love
definitely
it.
hits. Go ahead and roll damage for this noble you are hitting.
I'm so glad I grabbed like 66 out so I could just roll it all at once. 24 points of damage.
Yeah.
And I heal 12, but I can't.
Hey.
I absorb her essence.
As the spider bites, where do you bite her? To be precise. It doesn't really matter. but
What position is she sleeping in?
She's like sort of flat on her back, like how old people sleep, you know?
Oh yeah, she's interesting. Yeah.
Oh my
I'm gonna bite
gosh.
her on her head, like
Okay.
under hair.
Yeah, I got you. And as you do, the life force, almost as if the next few years of her life have gone like that, as this necrotic energy sucks life from her, she lets out a breath. And the butler looks away from where he was looking, looks back at her and goes... He runs up, the spider scuttling away, he feels her pulse, and he goes... No kidding. And he starts to do a little dance in the room.
At what point do I see this?
You hear him dancing up there. You hear the floorboards creaking upstairs,
As
like
I hear
movement.
the floorboards making noise, Demos is gonna open the drawer.
Just okay.
I'm trying to like disguise the sound with like the.
Yeah, your passive strength is enough at this point to pull it out. As you do, you see a tiny little sort of box. There's no lock on it. It's just a tiny little box. And if you open it, there are a multitude of coins in there of the platinum variety.
I would like to try to go as quickly as I can still be stealthy up there, and just hope that his back is to the door and I can knock him out from behind.
Wait, you still want to knock him out?
Well, Demos is still looting.
True enough.
We have no
Wow.
way of communicating to Demos that
Yeah, fair enough.
Right,
you
like-
look up and you see him doing a little dance, holding a kitchen knife.
Once I notice that she's going up, I would like the spider to like pose on the bed in front of him.
He looks over at the spider and goes, "Oh, it must have been you."
Fight the man. Kill the
Get a little
man.
hiss. Go nice.
He kind of
Nice.
gets scared for a moment, and he runs out the room and just comes face to face with you, Summer.
Gosh.
I drop the cloak over the cat because I do not want them to know that he saw me. I
in the spider. Like,
I put a finger to my lips and say, "Drink this if you want to live," and then I give him the, and I try to like put
Make a persuasion check.
I mean, I have a gun on him also.
Okay, intimidation check then. I'll make it your choice, persuasion or intimidation.
Okay, I actually can. Okay, let me see if I can do this without actually firing a shot.
Boy.
Warning shot. You have to fire a shot.
But it's bullying shot.
Yeah, bullying shot. Yeah.
You have to fire a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
That did not work. I'm sorry.
Okay, that was my intimidation is only a +2, but it's still a 16. There's a physical element to this. Like I'm not handing him the drink. I am like moving to put it into his mouth, hoping to just surprise him.
Yeah.
Like.
No, he drinks it, and he passes out. And as the night goes quiet, as Demos
I
continues
take the
to
cloak
steal
off
things,
the cat and I'm like, sorry.
as Demos continues to steal things and things
What's
have
this
gone
kid in
quiet.
the house?
Yeah. And karmic justice has been dished out. That is where we will end tonight's session.
Oh,
Because-
I
goodness.
can't believe
today's
you guys
session.
did that to the Monopoly man.
Thank you all for
Just knocked
listening.
him
We're
out.
back. Whatever.
Hoping that he
Yay.
would just like